Hi, beautiful people. Hope you're doing okay. I feel so good to have you all here today. Today is a wonderful day, and it's one of those days that we're going to be having this very beautiful conversation with a lot of amazing people with us. And no matter where you're watching us from, no matter where you're watching us from, do your best to connect, share, and like you all know, invite others to connect as well. We're having a very technical topic of discussion today. It's a very complex one, and I encourage everybody to actually follow attentively and let us know your comments in the comment section. Do your best to share to as many people as possible. Let's have this conversation. It's a very wonderful Sunday, and I know for sure it's been a wonderful one. Like you all already know, my name is Wickham, and I'm your anchor man. I'll be here with you throughout this live session. Please, as you connect, let us know where you're watching us from so we can give you a very special shout out. And do your best to invite people as well everywhere. Like we're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on Instagram, we're streaming on YouTube. So do your best to invite as many people as possible. Let's have this conversation as you connect. As you connect, you drop a comment. So we have this conversation. Please do your best to invite people. Those of you coming in, you're very much welcome. And we have a good number of people that are joining us equally backstage. Some of your favorites, and equally some people you'll be meeting for the same time, for the first time. So do your best to invite as many people as possible. Invite as many people as possible. Let's have this conversation. A good time to DIVORCE. Please, as you connect, you share, you leave us a comment, so we give you a special shout out. You connect, you share, you give us a comment, so we give you a special shout out. Hi, Vanessa Chair, I see you. Let us know where you're watching us from, so we give you a smooth shout out, a special Sunday greeting. Hi, Vanessa Chair. Hope you're doing okay and hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Please, where are you watching us from? Let us know where you're watching us from. Please do your best to share. Share to as many people as possible. Share to as many people as possible. Let's have this conversation. Oh, Marissa is watching from Yaoundé. Hope Yaoundé is okay. Hope Yaoundé is good. Hope Yaoundé is good. Hope Yaoundé is good. Please do your best to share. Share to as many people as possible. I have some people. Some people are already very connected. Some people are already very connected. Some people are already connected right now. Today go hot. Today will be very loud. Hmm. Do your best to share. Oh, I see neighbor Grace. Hi, Gracie. Hi, Gracie. How you doing, Gracie? How you doing? Let us know where you're watching from. Say, share the live as you join. Yeah, please do share the live as you join. As you join, please share the live. Please share the live as you join. Please share the live as you join. Share the live as you join. Share the live. Share. Hi, Gracie. How you doing? Please share the live to as many people as possible. This is that wonderful day we've been waiting for. Today go loud. Hmm. Share. Oh, we have our one and only using lifestyle, Mama Sita. Hope you're doing okay. Happy New Month to you too, Nisi. Oh, I see some beautiful people here. We have Nisi Chamokong, Never Great, doing great. Trust you too, I'm also great. Welcome. Please do your best to share. Yeah, this lifestyle, my own very sis. Hope you're doing okay. When I don't carry my pikin now. All right, please, as you come in, you share. You share to as many people. We have amazing people backstage. This conversation is really going to be a very beautiful one. Do your best to share to as many people as possible. So we have this conversation going, and we're not going to wait for you all because I see wonderful people backstage, and we're going to actually share our ideas on this. Do your best to share. As you come and let us know where you're watching us from, man. As you come and let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know where you're watching us from. Today go loud, eh? Today go be as a very wonderful loud day. Plenty people they don't actually wait. They don't actually wait this particular topic. And I know they go loud with the kind of speaker we have. Oh, I see Mara, I see Chef Dawei, I see. You don't want me to release all the guests we have today. We have wonderful people that are really loaded. So stay right there. Share. Share to as many people as possible. If you feel like you want to join, if you want to join the live stream, we're going to send you the link backstage so you can join. You can join. And let's have this conversation. This is a very complex one. This is a very, very complex one, and it's a no joking issue. When the matter will take play. Do your best to share. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? Please do your best to share to as many people as possible. Oh, Nancy, yeah, I tell you, I dey usually come. Nancy could join me pretty soon. Like pretty soon, Nancy could join me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like you all already know, it's our regular Sunday program where we meet and talk about topics, specific topics, and very striking ones. This is one of those Sundays where we're going to be. My friend, move the eyeglass. They make the two look too serious. This is one of those Sundays where we're going to be talking about something very, 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 very striking. And this topic is no other than a good time to divorce. Divorce is a very rampant thing in our days. Now, it makes a lot of people to be scared of marriage. It makes even the ones that are single to be scared, and it makes the ones that are married to live in this panic here. Make my own ten no make my own ten no you understand? But this is one topic too that is very, very complex because a lot of people don't really talk about such that we don't even know what usually causes it, whether it's a new trend or what. You see, a lot of people are lost. And I think if we have this conversation today, we are going to enlighten ourselves and we're going to exchange ideas that could actually help a whole lot of people. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like you all know it, I'm never here alone. Today we have, I see some beautiful people already backstage, but I'm going to start with one of your favorite, one of the people you love so much, and one of those whom I'm sure you've missed because I see some of you have been asking, who saw this person day? Who saw this person day? Today we are blessed to have him. He's created time so we can have this conversation as well. And this is no other person than Chef Dawei. Hi, Chef. Good evening.
Good evening, bro. Good evening, bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Glad to have you.
Yeah, the
I
pleasure is
one
mine
side.
always.
I dey
Yeah,
see something for the one side like that.
yeah. Some insects sting me for garden today, so I'm just
Oh,
high turmeric paste there.
oh, Asia.
Mm.
Now, all right, we are not only going to be me and Chef. We equally have somebody whom some of you will be discovering, and there's someone whom is very, very insightful. If you ever talk or the laugh, we'll be connected on platforms like on TikTok, and today he's backstage. I don't know if he's ready yet, but I think I'm just gonna add him. Hi, Elmara, how you doing? Oh, Elmara there. Okay, I think he'll be joining us in a bit.
Muted.
All right, I think he'll be joining us in a bit. Okay, those of you coming in, do your best to share to as many people as possible, so we have this beautiful conversation. Now, Chef, I want to find out something from you. I want to find out something from you. Um, you fit help with a beautiful definition of divorce.
You married the scatter now. Very simple. You married,
Now,
you know what? You want to run.
now I'll ask something. Wait if you say be the cause of this rampant increased divorce rate in this time, because you know as in those days the thing be there, it be there quite minimal, you see. But today in this one time then, so it don't just actually just rampant for other kind of person wey dey really understand. Wait if it be the cause of
Mhm.
this rampant increase in this divorce rate.
Yeah, the same thing. The same thing is happening in China.
Yeah,
Before now, China had almost zero divorce rate. They had almost zero divorce rate. But
yeah,
from when Mao Zedong became the president, when he opened up China to the world,
yeah.
um, and Western ideology started making their ways into the country, that's when they also came along with divorce, and
Mhm,
just started popping and popping and popping and popping and stuff. And
mhm,
also coupled with the fact that um, when you most women, they had it in mind like, okay, when I go through the divorce process, I'll end up inheriting like 50% of what the man has. Yeah,
mhm,
so most women go for that. They like that's what used to happen in China. Like
mhm,
women will get married for business. Like 1 2 years into the marriage, they file for divorce, and the end of the process, they get half of what the man is having. So
mhm,
coming back to your question, I would say it's a Western lifestyle whereby people, when things are not working out, they'll simply walk out. They'll
mhm,
simply walk out instead of staying to make things work. There are genuine reasons why people should divorce, like
mhm,
you threat to life, threat to
mhm,
life, maybe infidelity to some level, to certain extent, right?
mhm,
But we going by the Western standard, someone might just say, "Okay, I've fallen out of love with him. I no longer love this woman. I need my peace. I need to that stuff like that." Yeah,
mhm,
and the same thing is coming down to Africa and also affecting our brother who are based in the diaspora.
mhm,
Most of my friends, the ones I spoke with, like before, they used to use them. They used to use them. Say, all your friends that are married, you wait, see. Your friends that are married, you wait. But
yeah,
right now, the pain they are going through, like two of my friends whom I spoke with, they're actually going through the divorce process in the US, and it's pretty much a difficult one for them. They have to pack out from their houses. They need to now start. It's just like they recently got to America. Yeah, because
started
always
July.
so they're actually praying. They're praying for these Trump's new law to take effect as soon as possible, so they can they can be saved from all that brouhaha.
All right, okay, this is a wonderful one. Now, chef, it means if you understand very well this divorce palaver, this is actually a Western thing. If you understand very well.
Yeah, I don't think we used to have that. Like you said, if we had the rate was pretty minimal, it was low, it was at the low. Yeah, but now embracing, even when a sister that will endure here in Cameroon, in the US, just the fact that she needs her freedom to go to the club, and maybe the man is talking or speaking against it all the time, and given the laws of the country where women almost have the upper hands and stuff, she'll definitely cry
Yeah.
out that I want out. She'll de- excuse she'll definitely want the easy way out, which is divorce.
All right. Now I want to find out. You see, This thing is a very rampant thing. Do you think it could be as a result of lack of preparation or misinformation that is circulating around either the moral or educational system which we have? Because if you look at it keenly, there is one angle which is the there is the secular education which we have. Before, our mothers and our parents back then used to really endure in marriage. They were very present. They would actually grow old, and despite everything, they were there. But in this recent time, it is a matter of any small thing I don't pack my bag go, any small thing I don't pack my bag go. And most marriages in recent time don't last, they didn't ever pass 5 years. If you will see them 2 years like that, 2 years, 2 years, they don't already pack their bags, they go for house. You see, what is it as a result of the morality we have now, or is it as a result of the educational system we have now, or some people say it's women empowerment? What do you think we could attribute this as the main principal cause of this divorce, this increased divorce rate?
I think mostly as a result of men who refuse to empower themselves by setting standards. Yeah, because the first place the first thing they say, they normally say, commonly say, like in pidgin, say prevention is better than cure, not in pidgin actually. Yeah, prevention is better than cure. So a lot of people want to get the disease and start curing it. They avoid the preventive stage, which is before you even sleep with a woman or you sleep with a man, you should be sure, you should be 100% sure this is someone I can spend the rest of my life with. But because we are so horny these days, right? It's all about the nyash, it's all
Yeah.
about the boobs and stuff like that. Once you fantasize on those things and you see the red flags, and
Uh-huh.
you still fall in the pot. You still fall in that very hot pot of oil,
Uh-huh.
because you are honey, because you are actually a man with little or no standards and principles. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If everyone out there will actually set their standards, and they have their elimination process they go through to actually select who or whom they want to spend the rest of their life with, who have no divorce in the first place. Given our ancient African society, you never got married to a man or a woman. You got married to people. Got married to a family. Yeah, yeah, back then, yeah, people got married to families. And what was more important than money back then was the family name. So a mother who raised a pretty good daughter is
Yeah.
sure is son from a family with a good name will come and
Yeah.
betroth that girl. They don't even need to know themselves. You only need to know, say, this family get good name. The mommy be reputable. The mommy be
Yes.
respectful. The pa get
Yes.
a good reputation and name in the community. Then the born
Yes.
girl picking, and your son is 5. You just carry your yams and stuff. You go to that family and you do a betrothal, and that's it. They'll grow, and we had zero divorce rate. We had zero because people did their due diligence prior
Uh-huh.
to knocking. So a lot of people say we should stop blaming the West and stuff. You cannot stop blaming an enemy who, out of deliberation, came to distort your natural order. And that's exactly what it did. They distorted the natural order of things in Africa. And
Uh-huh.
right now, we have to go through career stages and stuff. A man who is supposed to be independent by 18, going by the African way of life. Now that man will probably become independent 30 and above. And at this point, I'm talking the um I'm using let me use Odogwus in Nigeria as example. He knows he knows nothing about women, and
Mm-hmm.
all this time he's been concentrating his effort towards making a life, earning a living, and making acquiring wealth and stuff. And now he's finally rich. He needs a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And going by beauty standards that have been set by society, he will
Mm-hmm.
definitely go for Nyash. He will definitely go for weak. He'll go for a fine, bleached face with no pimples and acne. And at the end of the day, because he knows little or nothing about women, he will settle with a knife instead of a wife.
Now,
Knife.
uh, mm-hmm. Yeah, land, please land before I shoot the next one.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a knife that will end up cutting his life and setting everything about him apart.
Chef. Now, knife instead of a wife. That's interesting. Chef, is divorce a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends on it. Like okay, where we are at the Gen Z generation, so it
Mm-hmm.
depends on the timeline and also the raison d'être, right?
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I would say divorce is not a good thing because we've become so selfish these days. We're no longer selfless. We think more about ourselves than the family. So a lot of parents, they will not even think about the impacts on the kids and or children. They will not think about that. They will not consider that. You just be thinking about your freedom to do things your way and be independent once again. You don't think about the long-term effect it will have on the kids. You don't think about the lack of trust in opposite sex that you build in them, and also growing, being completely void of love and emotions. They don't
Mm-hmm.
think about all of these things. In a case where there is a threat to life, like life is being threatened and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
divorce 100% is a good way. You walk out to save your life. You walk out to
Yeah.
save your life, especially if it's abusive and you find yourself stuck in a position where every day you feel like you were dead and stuff like that. I think walking out from such a toxic relationship is a good thing. Yeah.
Chef, you have said a whole lot of interesting things. Before I proceed, I want to add I'm seeing our beautiful people backstage already. Let me start with the lady. Hi Sharon, how you doing today?
Hi, boss. I'm fine, thank you.
All right, glad to
Good
have
evening,
you.
Chef Darwin. Thank you.
All right, I think
Good
I'm going to
evening,
ask.
Sally Sharon.
We have somebody. I'm sure you're going to love him. I'm very much convicted you're going to love him. This is no other than MC Versace. Hi, MC Versace, and glad to have you here today.
Hi, brother. Hi.
Wow, feel good, feel so good to connect with you again and
Yeah.
discuss some. I don't know if El Mara is there. Hi, El Mara. How are you today? Are you there?
Hello, everyone. Vesas, hello.
Hello,
Hello, Chef.
Emma.
Hello, Sally.
All right.
Yeah,
So
good
glad to
evening, brother. Good evening, people.
All right. So before you people came in, we had already started talking. Today we're talking on a good time to divorce. Divorce being the phenomena and the way it is in this time that is so rampant. We deemed it necessary to talk about this particular topic because at one point you have the singles that are scared to get into marriage. At one point you have the married ones that are scared of being divorced. Now, when somebody said when you're single, you see happy couples. When you're married, you see happy singles. So at the end of the day, we don't know which one is most preferable, whether we will finally stay as single or we'll finally stay married. So I think I would like to ask Sharon. Sharon,
I think
what
someone is echoing.
Sharon, I think that should be your do you have a speaker? Are you connected to a speaker?
No, no, I'm not connected to a speaker.
Okay, let me see. All right, I think it's okay now. Okay. Now, Sharon, please. Okay, you are the only lady among us today. What could be possible reasons why we have increased divorce rates today?
There are many reasons which cause divorce these days.
Mm-hmm.
I would say poor communication. Poor
Yeah,
communication is like one of the reasons, yes, because even as couples that are not even married, when they don't communicate, their relationship it does not last.
yeah.
So poor communication, malice.
What have you
There
done?
are some people that keep yes malice and unresolved
Mm-hmm.
conflicts actually.
Malice,
So
unresolved conflict. Yes, very good. Yeah,
yeah,
malice and unresolved conflict. Hmm. All right.
there's because we just look like malice like it's just a little thing that cannot cause divorce. That's one of the because there was this interview I was watching. There's this Nigerian actress,
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne Jegede, I think that's her name. I was
Mm-hmm.
watching her interview the other day and she said she left her husband because he was keeping malice. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yes. So malice is like there are some people that especially celebrities, there are some people that cannot endure or cannot support some kind of little so
Mm-hmm.
couples should communicate more, like direct conversation, direct communication.
Mm-hmm. All
Because these
right.
days married people they don't communicate.
Yeah.
So poor communication can actually lead to divorce.
Mm-hmm.
We also have
All
lack
right.
of intimacy.
Lack of
Intimacy.
okay, lack of intimacy. Now,
Yes,
those
it
are
can
some
lead to
very
divorce.
striking points. And you're very much welcome. I see Lumpai D, aka Mrs. Demoka. I see Miguel Kere. Those of you coming in, please do your best to share. Share to as many people as possible so we have this beautiful conversation on a very smooth platter. Now, I want to find out from you, MC Desate. I'm so glad to have you here. Please, I want to find out from you. What do you think, from your own angle, what do you think could account for the increased divorce rate that we have today?
Uh, Dear brothers, that's a very nice topic. I want to
Yeah,
say, um, from my point of view, every speaker so far has been speaking so well,
yeah,
but I think they have lost the way to speak. If we try to resolve this crisis from the way everyone has spoken,
yeah.
then we are still getting deeper into it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you cannot want to get rid of a bad seed or a bad plant and you cut the branches and think it's going to die.
Yeah,
If you don't dig out the roots, then
yeah.
the branches will generate again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think the increased rates of divorce these days are
Yeah.
predominantly because of we have the wrong reason to make the wrong choices. Why do I
Mm-hmm.
say that? A lot of marriages today are a product of wrong choices.
Yeah.
What are the motivations behind those wrong choices, especially with women, because they have become more victim of marriages today than men, even though men in this part of the world where we live are victims. It's
Mm-hmm.
because they get married. As 90%, 95% of women today,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of men they want to get married to, and listen to the description,
Mm-hmm.
it feels so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to marry a ready-made man, that tall man that has money, that has a mansion, that
Mm-hmm.
has will give me take me on trips, will buy me
Mm-hmm.
bags, who organize me birthday parties. Those are all the dreams of women today. And it's
Mm-hmm.
sad, brother. It's sad.
Yeah.
Back in the days of our parents, who you had they did last in marriage because they believed in people's vision and they joined them to build that vision up today. Every
Yeah.
woman today wants to marry a ready-made man. That is the first reason
Yeah.
out. Sorry, my son is disturbing me here.
Oh, all right. We get.
So
We get.
that's the first, that's the first, that's the major root cause of a marriage, of
Yeah.
divorces. So let me explain to people what people need to know
Yeah.
about making relationships, because all what everybody has been saying, Sally, Chef, all are so perfect. But I
Yeah.
think they took the fourth step before the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to explain to people how I define marriage. Marriage is that institution where those who are inside want to walk out, while those who are outside want to
Those
walk
who are
in.
outside want to work.
Now, what is the thing that keeps that flame burning? You see, most often, like I said before, people put their wants before their needs,
Yeah.
especially women. Oh, I
Yeah.
want a man. I want a man. Is I want. If you like, on this live or after this live, you do a sample and let's come back. Ask
Yeah.
1,000 ladies, what kind of man do you marry? I want a man. I want. You will never hear them say I need. So they put their wants over needs, and they
Yeah.
fail to understand that as humans that we are, the
Yeah.
wants of man are unlimited.
Yeah.
Now, when you get those things that you want,
Yeah.
once you have had what you want, like previously you might have wanted iPhone 15, but
Mm.
once iPhone 16 comes out, you want more. Wants
Yeah.
are unlimited. And because you get into marriage because of wants, you begin to
Yeah.
see need for the things that you want. That's another reason why there's a lot of promiscuity in marriages today. That's another
Yeah.
topic for another day.
Yeah.
So now, this is my first step.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Love is spiritual. If you
Mm-hmm.
operate if the doctor operates your body today, there is no part in your body that the doctor can point out that this part is called love.
Yeah.
So it's spiritual.
Yeah.
Now, to be able to make the right choices, to make the right partner, if you can explain why you love somebody, you don't love that person.
Yeah.
The mystery of love is so much so that you really cannot explain why you are with somebody. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the only thing. Once you have gotten to that stage, separating is very difficult
Mm-hmm.
because you have had a spiritual bond with this person. And to be able
Mm-hmm.
to get to this stage, you need to put in place your needs over your want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are the needs? The needs are those things that come from within and that the body and the soul demands.
Mm-hmm.
For example, it's the need of a human to drink water, whether you like it or not. You, no matter
Have to.
how you resist, you will drink water.
Yeah. True.
So if you, whether you like it or not, there's a point where your heart will be yearning and searching for someone your heart bonds with.
Yes.
And that
True.
is why when women get into marriage, because of their wants, while in those marriage, their heart begin to yearn for people, their heart begin to demand for needs, and they start loving other people outside.
Mm-hmm.
And now that is where everything they were saying comes in. Once you don't have that spiritual bond with the person, your life partner you have chosen, no matter how the person communicates with you, because I hear people say lack of communication, no matter how the person communicates with you, you will not understand.
Yeah.
Have you, we are, let's be realistic. Have you ever had a girlfriend that you didn't like or a boyfriend that you didn't like? And she calls you that she's coming over. It annoys you.
Few annoyance.
But have you ever been waiting for someone's call that you really love and that person didn't call? Can you explain that feeling that you had that night? That is what is a need.
Yeah.
And once once you find somebody that reciprocates that need, you have made it. You have had the first step to a beautiful marriage. Let me tell you, people, to stop at this point because I'll come back.
Yeah.
The bond, the discipline of the foundation of discipline of every relationship is true love. What does
Mhm.
discipline do? What does discipline do? When you love someone, you're humble to that person. When you
Yeah.
love someone, you respect that person. When you love someone, everything that person says is right. When you don't love someone, everything, no matter how that person communicates to you, it annoys you.
Mhm.
So now, I want to tell people that if they don't put, at this point, if we don't teach people to put their wants beneath their needs and put
Mhm.
their needs above their wants,
Mhm.
the divorce rate would never, every other thing that comes after this is secondary. I
True.
happen to have been married today for 10 years. And
Wow.
before that, I I was a boy. When they say boy for town, I was that person. But I
Yeah.
tell you that when I found the person that I shared the same need with, it was
Yeah.
irresistible. All my friends, if they would honestly tell you, they didn't believe when I said I was getting married.
Wow.
So let me not take so much time. I want other people to talk. Then I will come back because I have a lot of insights to this matter. That is the foundation. That's where we should start from. If you miss that foundation, the house, when the house has a weak foundation, is bound to collapse. So a
Mhm.
lot of relationships are collapsing because of faulty foundations. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, MC Versace. I'm glad to have you. We are really glad you're willing to share with us your experience. Before we go further, we have another very wonderful person. Let me just take this comment. This one says we have to look past the physical when looking for a wife or husband. Thank you so much, mother of boys, aka Mama Sita. We have one of your favorites. That's no other than the very beautiful, eloquent, and intelligent woman, Coach B. Hi, Coach B. I'm glad to have you today.
Hello, everyone. I've been enjoying in the background.
Oh, I see. We're glad to have you. Now, Elmara, I don't know if Elmara is there. Elmara, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, coach.
All
Hi,
right.
Elmara. Hi,
Okay.
Chef
Hello,
Dawai. Hi, Visashi and Seti.
hello, Coach Bonnie. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
I
All
go off
right.
my
Now,
camera. I go off my camera. I didn't miss alone.
voila. Correct, correct, correct. Okay, we'll get to that people here. Okay. Now, Elmara, I want to find out something from you. This
Yeah,
rampant
brother.
increase in this divorce rate, so you think like a cultural thing because one school of thought has it say they were trying for copy this Western, so they were trying to copy the Westernized system. You think as a result of the of so we try for be too much Western, or you think that it just be caused by mere conflicts, or wait to be your standpoint when it comes to this particular palaver of divorce? Like, wait if it be the reason. See, 20, but I say 30 to 40 years ago, marriage not be Chakana the way. But I bet you say most marriage them where they happen for around 2018, not even 2018, from 2000 themselves. Now probability as a year that they go, they will the increase of the divorce rate daily add na add. As they go, the divorce rate the increase daily add na add. What if you comment about this particular rapid increase divorce rate syndrome?
Wow. No be lie. No be lie. You don't really worry for town. Even people they never married, they fear for marriage because they fear for get divorced after they married. So,
But
na very sensitive topic for address them for your life
yeah,
before you want step into the environment for marriage.
yeah,
Uh, I don't listen to people where they don't talk before.
yeah.
I think they spoke well and they outlined many things, like many items or many ideas to look into before engaging into the idea of getting married as a whole, which is
Mm-hmm.
nice. They spoke nicely. I don't want to get into that anymore. Uh, from my perspective of divorce, I think say it's a personal decision, and I don't look at it as bad or good. You know, uh, divorce na something wey they put am in place because say they think say it be necessary at a point in life, and people wey they put this divorce in place, they put the outline conditions them or procedure in how to go about the divorce, which we shouldn't ignore. You know, because divorce not be bad thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but many people they fall short of the glory of marriage and they fall into divorce. So
Mm-hmm.
which way I would like for contribute now say uh based on the fact that divorce is not a good or bad thing, we
Mm-hmm.
could get into a relationship taking into consideration every possibility to do a feasibility studies on an individual, and at the end of the day, after 4 years, after 5 years, after 10 years, perspective change or wants change or your needs tend to change and you don't love this person anymore, or it becomes toxic not because of yourself or your partner, normal societal pressure, family pressure, and other things can make you like you fall short of the glory of having a sustainable marriage. So I'm not a person that will judge someone that gets a divorce or someone that stays in the marriage. So I'm just in a balance with it. Where I come in is how you manage the divorce process and after it. And when I say this, what I'm looking at is like your mental stability. If you have assets, you know how you manage assets, how you manage the kids you've had during the marriage. I think that's the corridor we should look at, ensuring that we manage this corridor properly so that the divorce shouldn't be perceived as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for me, you know, if you stop people for married, you know, if you stop people for divorce, you know, if you control anything, how people get married or how people stay in marriage. But what you can control is how they separate. If they came together, celebrated something together to be in a marriage, why while separating they should be fighting or having a toxic circumstance or situations in which they are not able to manage. Let's separate amicably and still carry on friendship relationships that would help build the minds of children, and we manage the assets that we've acquired together amicably. We make it that it's a win-win for everybody. People divorce and they get happier than what they were in the marriage. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
two-way thing. I don't just put a good or a bad ideology on the idea of on the idea of divorce. That's my humble take.
All right. Thank you so much, El Mara. Thank you so much, El Mara. El Mara, El Mara. Oh, we have Big Mami in the building. Oh, Big Mami is no longer there. All right. Thank you so much, El Mara. Now let's come back to Coach B. Coach B, I want to find out something from you. See, we are in this puzzle. We don't know which one to do, same as many other people watching. They don't know which one to do because at one point they fear of being judged. They're afraid of being judged. At one point they fear what will their church say, what will the society say, what will the family say. Some families, it is actually a very big taboo for somebody to actually mention anything in the name of divorce. Coach B, let me ask you, is divorce a good thing or a bad thing?
All right. Again, very controversial topic, but I'm glad we're talking about it. And again, nobody should quote me anywhere. If you want to quote whatever I say I'm saying it from my perspective. So I'm not saying what is universal. To
Yeah.
me, I think nothing is wrong with divorce, especially, I mean, the term divorce, nothing is wrong with it. The
Yeah.
reasons why you divorce could have a again it could I could differ with reasons why people divorce, but
Mm-hmm.
divorce is not a wrong thing because divorce was initiated in order to separate people who do not want to be together anymore for
Mm-hmm.
legitimate reasons to amicably separate.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why we have divorce. So
Mm-hmm.
divorce is not wrong by itself, but the reasons why people divorce could contradict, could be right, could be wrong. So I don't think anything is wrong with the term divorce, personally.
All right. Now, let me take this comment. This one says, today, what is happening is too much expectation from both partners. For example, when our parents were getting married, you never see our fathers asking 50-50 or more. And that's her point of view. Now, one of the reasons why a lot of people talk about this divorce thing usually people will look for one trigger. For example, somebody might sit and have a lot of things that have accumulated. When one thing happens, they will just hang on top of that thing and say, "We better chakara the matter." But now, if you look at it keenly, you will notice that they have been keeping malice. Like when we heard when MC Versace was talking, he made mention of some very beautiful thing going back to the core of the union called marriage itself. I mean, the needs, wants, prioritizing the needs over wants, and all of that. Um, and I was having a conversation with some people yesterday. These people were like, all these things that because they don't overgive equal rights for man and woman. They say normally woman get the place, and because when they start the overget right, woman they will actually come up with place and start the behave like man pikin. Now why that man pikin to no fit stay with another man for house, he get actually say make that one go, may find one way go be a woman. Could be how true is this, and do you resonate with this?
That's not the root cause of divorces. First of all, the root cause of divorces is not the fact that women think they are equal to men, which again, I don't think women are equal to men. As a woman, I know I'm a woman. I love my femininity. I love to be a woman. I don't want to take the place of a man. So I don't think divorce, the root cause of divorce is the fact that there's equality. That's not the root cause. And the root cause of every divorce is known to the two people who are in that relationship and the two people who have decided to separate. I was reading something in the Bible, again, a Bible verse that I put up on Google, and I noticed that it is always sinful to break marriage vows. So it's more sinful to break marriage vows than to break a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
What keeps a marriage is the commitment, is the vows that you make to each other. So the
Mm-hmm.
reasons why people are divorcing, it's because the marital vows have been broken. And the moment you break the marital vow, you've broken the marriage. So the two of you staying together with vows that have been broken for one or two reasons, be it as a result of infidelity or as a result of any other thing, those vows have been broken. And so the other person, again, the person who is a victim in that divorce, can initiate, or the victim in that unfaithfulness can initiate divorce because the vow has been broken. So the reason why people are divorcing is not because of equality. We are seeing those as symptoms. These are symptoms of the problem. This is not the root cause. I would not think that anybody, after going through a relationship with someone they truly love and they are committed to, will just wake up one morning and decide to separate with that person just because the person thinks they are equal. If this person thinks they are equal, these are symptoms that you might have seen even before you got married. And
Yeah.
if you notice that within the marriage, is that breaking the commitment that you have in that marriage? If it's not breaking the commitment, is that enough reason for you to separate from your spouse? So
Mm-hmm.
I want people to see the reasons why people are divorcing and not divorce. They
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be focusing on the fact that the word divorce is a monster. The word divorce is not a monster. The people that are initiating divorces are the ones that have made this term a monster. It is supposed to keep people alive. It's supposed to separate people and still give them an opportunity to live their lives independent of each other and still take care of whatever they have built together. For example, the child. And I'll say
Mm-hmm.
this again before I hand it over to the next person. When people divorce, I hear a lot of conversations about divorce being harmful to children. It is not divorce that is harmful to children. It's the inability of the two persons that brought that child to earth being unable to put their differences aside and take care of the child that they brought forth. It's not divorce that destroys children. It's the people that brought forth the child that
Mm-hmm.
destroy the children. It's not divorce. So I'll hand it over back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Divorce not being the evil term here, but actually looking at the cause if you want to have a very, very, very sane conversation that is solution oriented. Hi, Big Mommy, and welcome to this platform. I hope I'm calling the name right. We lost her already. Okay, I want to say a big welcome to Neighbor Grace. It says divorce is not bad, but it's a cause that may be bad, good or bad. Okay, that's exactly what Coach B said. Hi, Tema, you're welcome. Hi, Odette, you're welcome equally. All right, we have somebody with us as well, and this is Big Mommy. Hi, Big Mommy. Hope you're doing okay. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, glad to have you. Is it
Hello.
Big Mommy?
I don't.
How do we have?
Hello.
Hi, can
I
you
don't
hear me?
even. I can hear you very well, but I don't even know why my my connection keeps tripping. I don't know. Sorry about
All
that.
right, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Now, all right, you're welcome on board. Before you came, we were talking about a good time to divorce and some of the root causes of divorce and the process. Now, let me take a few comments before coming back to you. This is from Neighbor Grace. He says, Coach, women will always humble till they get what they want, especially some women, them way them catch when they catch bush for her. When they enter bush, they show a real colors. All right. I think this is a very beautiful point here that Neighbor Grace is making here. Big shout out to you, Neighbor Grace. And this is when I'm reading this comment, I'm thinking of what MC Versace said earlier, looking at the point of interest and even the needs over wants and the original root cause of all this. If we look at society today, we will see that a lot of people, especially the men, are like, woman like money don't be a normal thing. So when one see woman, you don't really get at the back of your mind say money. This is a syndrome, especially in the African setting. Now, women that are the Western women, a few percentage of them actually still like that money, but yeah, but here it is more rampant because of reasons that are obvious. Growing up with a particular kind of mentality and see life in a particular kind of way, it actually gives that entitlement and it makes a lot of our young sisters. You see a small girl, before she even gets to a certain age, the first thing she knows how to do is to build a man. Who do you want to get married to? I want to get married to a rich man. Not a man that loves me, not a man that a rich man. From 15 years is a rich man, to 18 years is a rich man, to 22 years is a rich man, to 50 years is a rich man. When that rich man surfaces, he sees you as a commodity because the reason why you're with him because he is rich. And this is at the point of interest. A lot of ladies, I ever talk this thing, I ever talk and simple. Two things there in the battle of most of these African women. He gave moto, he gave bushola. It is off. Like when they just see and so it is off. So one driver tell me sometimes say smell for fuel now the most beautiful, now the most attractive perfume. Say woman like smell for fuel pass any smell if it smell. You get the point. You see? Now this point of interest now a very, very key factor why I really want them more talk about them. You see, because a lot of people them one of the reasons man will see person say, okay, you want a man, I want to get married to this person. But at the end of the day, when you go enter the married now, you discover that this person not the meet up with your expectation. Before there's a small problem inside the come out, small problem. And majority of the thing, I made some statements on one day say the rate of divorce or separation or relationship crisis where affect cap money, finance don't cause them. It pass every infidelity, every what God knows what, any reason what they put up front. And when keenly, finance get a very major role for play in the running of a home and the annoyance of one partner in a relationship to the final separation. Now, Big Mommy, please, how they address you? We'll call you as Big Mommy, right? Because I said their screen name.
Yes. Yes. So, good morning.
Okay, Big Mommy.
Good
So for you,
afternoon.
we talk.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, good afternoon. We talk English speaking. We talk.
I just
We go free.
I
Now,
go
Big
talk
Mommy.
the one I fit. I go talk the one I fit talk. Oh. I go
All
talk
right.
the one
Glad,
I fit
glad.
talk.
I'll be glad to have you today.
Yeah.
I want to find out there, Big
Thank
Mommy.
you.
See, what will be the relationship between love and money from your angle? What if you establish as a relationship where they between love and money? If you say one to influence another, or if you say it just be two independent aspects where they interchange them wrongly, or if you say it just vary per
I
any my
just
check it. Mhm.
anyway. I just want to talk my own. I just want to give my own small cents, my 5 cents for this whole thing because for our modern day now, all things don't be misinterpreted and miscalculated. All man they look na interest. Even the man
Mhm.
then too they know better because they dey look interest when they want be with some woman they dey look interest. Man picking
Yeah.
go tell you say I cannot be with a woman that that is not doing anything. Man picking
Yeah.
so you see that it's no longer on the center of love again and everything. There's just more to love. Like love can to me, I feel love is not sufficient to sustain a relationship. Like you can
Mhm.
say some people can be some two people can love themselves very much, but that relationship will not that marriage will not really work out because there's a lot of things that has to be attached to it for it to be a combo, a good combo for marriage. I just want to say first things first, we know for our mommy their generation again. This generation, so many things have changed. And until we learn that,
Mhm.
then when you know that you know peace. I should say money maybe would you look at it say money not really over account for
Mhm.
relationship or for marriage.
Mhm.
But I could tell you say me alive will be me honest and truthful and straight. Romance without
Mhm.
finance is nuisance. That's the truth.
Mhm.
You know you and first things first, as a woman, I think as a woman, you first of all give for work hard for yourself. Work hard
Mhm.
for yourself before you gain some expectations from a man. Because you
Mhm.
get as it be, people will fold their
Oh, maybe her network is tripping. All right. Might take a few comments while we wait till me network come back to default.
can you hear
Let
me?
Eric can hear you
Can you
now.
hear me?
Okay, can hear you now. Please, you can fire on.
Okay,
You
so
can
I'm
go.
trying to I'm trying to say that even the how would I say even the like even family will fail you. Even your
Yeah.
friends will fail you. Even person come one believe with you. Even your brother and sister will fail you. One more person will not be raised differently. Where you come your own house, you two come your own upbringing, una can may raise a family together. Wait, what you expect? Una go come, una go fight obviously, but it depends on how una take the fighting. So when I come
Yeah.
back to that aspect for money and marriage. First of all, if you learn to carry your own drop of water, you know how to treat another person in terms of money. Like you they were to say, me no be say that money the link you for some person because let it be that there's nothing that somebody can give you that you cannot give yourself. If I say
Mhm.
before I want meet up some person, maybe you don't really be able for do your basic needs, your basic necessities. Because now all that kind of things with the make and two way sometimes when you over expect from person, say, oh, the person is supposed to do this for me, the person is supposed to do this for me, and the person doesn't do it, you start
Mhm.
getting how they call them disappointed by the whole scenario. Another
Mhm.
thing to what the time I become in I yeah when I talk about divorce, I want to say for the what they now so divorce won't be really rampant.
Yeah.
Divorce won't really be rampant because the rate of violence too is sometimes the violence to be the cause of say better someone they do violence, but I'm gonna better separate many man go inside. Another thing I say emotional abuse kills more than even physical abuse.
Mhm.
And and if you ask me, I'll tell you say now the most cancer causing factor in people, especially women, is stress. Most of the times
Mhm.
you see cancer. Yeah, me, I don't attend plenty webinar then where the year say the years on gynecology doctor they talk about stress for women. they talk about the related factors. You see, the woman they endure, they persevere something them, they persevere just because of so one get that name for African context, say, oh, I don't marry, oh, I'm married, I'm Mrs. This and this. I don't want anybody to societal pressure, societal shaming. I don't want my
Yeah.
man shame me. I don't want to say man picking to them so then they need go through abuse. Man picking they go through abuse. Yes, because if some man then tell you to they go through, you only look and say to say, ah, but this person was sitting quiet and then but then I want
Yeah.
just talk and say I want to say if you reach for the point where una say and say any waka, una no must divorce. Una can like you guys could just have a matrimonial break. It's allowed. It's important. It's
But
important
half time.
sometimes. Half time, yes, for every match, half time you be. When I feel just get a break. During that break, make any man learn for sort out himself. Make any man work on himself, work on your attitude, work on your weaknesses, work on your weaknesses more, work on the things that you see that is killing your partner. You guys can
Mhm.
just keep communicating too. You can keep communicating, but
Mhm.
I don't understand matrimonial break be very important sometimes. During the matrimonial break, you learn for know who whether you miss the other person or not. If you see and say you miss the person, if you see and say there's that aspect of this person that oh you really like the person has their flaws, you should have your own flaws. If you see and say, well, despite their flaws, I miss him. I miss him though. I miss her though. I can still go back to her. You guys can come back after some time. You can come back and you see and say maybe when I come back, the love could be more strengthened. You see, because during that
Mhm.
matrimonial break, sometimes them some maybe you don't think for your subconscious mind. And at times for you to connect with your God. Sometimes they when people they have for marriage, someone will just say, oh, you should pray about it, pray about it. Maybe all say about prayers. I would just say it's not not be all thing way you will pray about them. So
Mhm.
and you have to know that if you're hurting, you cannot pray. That's the truth about it. Sometimes you're hurting, you cannot pray.
You pray
You
any
you can't be
revenge prayer.
no. Maybe revenge prayer self. You cannot pray in the sense that you say sense that you're leaning beside your bed to pray, but the person that is hurting you is sleeping next to you. You can't
Mm-hmm.
pray. Sometimes you just need that serene time with yourself. You need to be alone, reflect, think about everything, commit it to God, pray about it without even seeing the person, without even knowing how the person is faring. Then if it's faith to bring you guys together. If it's God, God will still bring you guys together. And that's how I just believe. There are so
All
many
right.
formulas for a marriage to work. I just
No,
think so.
yeah, Big Mommy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this beautiful insight. Now, I want to come back to Chef that we're more here than man picking the small. Um, you see and say in all of these things, you see and say we get two things them. Expectation where you need to match reality. Expectation where you need to match reality. Sometimes we go carry and say now why man don't make and don't say well man they be do something don't say now do anyhow we mix them and say the expectation of the people them it need to match their reality. So at the end of the day, we no fit just take two people the way they never know wetin dey happen or wetin dey call am marriage make dem just go she don begin dey disturb theirself like to be very frank most of the marriage na just pure disturbance. I'm the wife, you're supposed to do this one. I'm the husband, I'm supposed to do this one. I'm the wife, you're supposed. So why they expect my husband do something where the wife don't know, where the husband don't know, then the husband they expect the wife to do something where the wife don't know. And I think say one of the reasons for some of this conversation to get time now, I say make some people that actually get a better, beautiful understanding of some certain things. Because at one point, you ain't if you say be the victim, if you actually be the person where they are at fault. At one point, you if you say you are correct, if you actually be very wrong. You understand? And one gospel tune that say, no two marriage them, no two marriage them, no two marriage they did the same. No two marriage doing at the same. Marriage a day they vary per person and they dey very, very different. Now, Chef Dawe, I want ask her from you. As a man where you believe in some particular thing and the way some woman give for do for house for maintenance because we get this popular saying say now woman the whole marriage, now woman the whole house, now woman the you believe some particular thing and the woman give for do am for house to hold a marriage. And if you believe so, wait to be that in them.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Before I take that question, I would like to drop comments on on Shashi, what he said. Yeah, he talked about foundation, which is a good thing. You
Yeah.
don't build in the air just like that. And even if you want to build a mansion, you want to build your castles in the air, just make sure you put a firm foundation to support it. So
Yeah.
on foundation, I agree with him, and he also talk about needs and wants. On that as well, I agree with him. Where I don't agree actually is love. I'll talk personally, like Coach B said. Don't quote my word anywhere. It's my personal opinion. Yeah, I believe love is a thing for everyone, just like respect.
Yeah.
When love is branded and categorized, it becomes a virus, and that's actually the program that has been installed in our minds. Like you expect some mysterious figure, the call that I think is copied, to pull an arrow and your love struck and something like that. For me, that's not the way it works. I would like to support or comment on what Coach B said about commitment. She talked
Yeah.
about commitment, and I would like to add leadership. In the place of love, I would like to put leadership. That's exactly the foundation on which we built long lasting relationships and marriages in Africa. Yeah, in
Mhm.
the absence of leadership, love takes the place of leadership, and love is virus. That virus that will blind your eye, even at the dating stage, you stop you from seeing red flags and acting on them. Love is that virus that will completely rid you of that ability of making sound judgments, because it's all emotional. Is driven Love is driven by emotions and stuff like that. And like I said, love should be something for everyone, for nature, for animals, and it should not be categorized, and it should not be branded as well. Now, when we look at our African societies, like what our parents had, yeah, prior to infiltration from the West and stuff. Um, a parent will love a child irrespective of how bad that child is. You hardly hear them talk about disowning children until recently. You start hearing things like that. Okay, you give up, and that same giving up mentality is what we've brought into marriage. And
Mhm.
like Coach B said, divorce in itself, the word is not bad. Is actually the raison d'etre, the reasons why people are that doing it in the first place. If we all are leaders and we are committed leaders and we love nature, we love humans, we love everything, we remove hate from our system,
Mhm.
definitely we will not be having conflicts in the first place. So I think leadership should be the first um, brick on the foundational soil. Leadership should be the first brick that we lay. We should always, you as a man, you should be able to show leadership in the face of anything. You need a woman to follow you. But if you're not a leader, how would she follow you? You don't have any direction. You're being aroused like by anything in skirt. You're not disciplined. You're not principled. And how would you, in the first place, expect a woman to follow you? It comes naturally. Comes naturally. There are women out there. They have experimented. Like I've dressed with class like in Versace. Louis Vuitton and stuff like that. I've had women, and at some point I felt like maybe these girls, they come to me because of external things. Yeah, like recently it's even the worst. Like recently that I took upon this journey of transformation, building myself spiritually and stuff. I think women are natural detectives. They can actually detect your energy level, and what attracts them more, like these days to me, is actually my energy. They just feel it from a whole, like a distance is different. Like keeping yourself together and building yourself, you become a very strong and powerful magnet. It attracts them like that. But now you have to be a leader, not to lead your way into their pants, but to show them the way, to show them the way. I'll always go back to saying they will say, okay, I like to waste blames on the West. Yes, you have to always look at the place you kick your leg, not where you fare. Yeah, we don't have to look at where we fare. We have to look at where we kick our legs, which is the total, how they distorted our natural order of things, the way things used to happen here. Now, coming back to your question, you asked about what is expected of women to keep marriage together or relationship. I would say it's a both. Yeah. It's a two-way street. Everyone got a role to play, and I believe women are natural managers. They are natural managers, and when we talk women empowerment, we hear a lot of women. They still talk about money. Money becomes a prime, your main reason why you want to get into a relationship, because you are weak. Because you are weak. You're as an individual, you cannot pay your own bills. You cannot take care of yourself, which means irrespective of all the Western empowerment, of all the education you've acquired, everywhere you've been, you're still very weak as a woman. That's why our Bantu empowerment program has been scripted or designed in such a way that will give women their natural position. Women are natural managers. You as a man, you go out there, you do the hunting and stuff. She'll be the one to determine, like, okay, this quantity of meat, I'm gonna save this portion for the rainy days. That's management, and this is what I'm going to cook at this point in time for the family to eat. That's a woman being a chef, and so if we get them back into their natural positions, we tell them you can be empowered, you can go to school, you can become a president, but when it comes to the home, you remain a manager. When it comes to the home, you are supposed to follow a man who knows leadership, who knows how to lead, not a man who comes to you and tells you, I love you. This word love, I cannot really recount the number of women I've used to deceive them, because back then, I use the word deceive right now, yes, but back then I used to know I genuinely love them. And if I want to really go back into my secondary school days, there were times I even cried, like you cried for some women. But where have we gotten to with that love? So I agree with everything our brother Versace said, except for love. Yeah, so I will replace that with leadership. And now your question is that get women back to their natural positions. They know they're empowered, they have the money, but back in the house, it doesn't matter the size of your bank account. that in family, when it comes to family, the head of the family should be a man, not any man. Don't go for the man you love or the one who is preaching love to you. Go for the man you're seeing him or leading his life. He's leading his life, and that's a man you be rest assured that he will be able to lead you. He will be able to lead and direct your kids as well. Rest my case.
All right. Thank you so much, Chef.
Please,
That
we come
that
out. I just want the last speaker. I want to ask something from the last speaker.
okay.
I love his exit, but I want to find out from you, brother. Can you explain to me the difference? Can you define me the meaning of love and the meaning of leadership, please?
Love, as we know it, is an emotion. It's an emotion. You like love. I like we know it now. I don't know how I can put my words together
Okay, let
to
me
really
let me
point
let
the
me let
difference.
me let me define it to you. Love, love is the inexplicable bond you have with someone. So can
Yeah.
you give be it your mother, your fathers, you when you love them, love is the only genuine thing. God loves us. You can't touch love, you can't feel
No,
it. So
from
it's
what I was saying, I was talking about
no,
the
I
branding of
understand what
love.
you were saying.
The
I want to make
agape love, like how the brand love in itself. I said love in itself is good. You have love for everyone, your mother, everything. You love everything.
I am
But
okay
when
with
we
you on
start
that.
branding and categorizing love, that's where I see it to be a virus.
Okay, I just come here to pick that word virus. You made a lot of sense, but um you mixed up a lot of things. You took number one, number 10, put it number seven, so that you have all the numbers in place, but you didn't align the numbers to the end, as in my point of view. So I want to say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
Love has its place in marriage. Leadership has its
It
place
does.
in marriage. No
It
one takes
does.
the place of another one. If you
Mm-hmm.
think you can replace love with leadership, you've missed the track already. You're heading to doom. If you think you can replace leadership with love, you are still heading to doom. Now, this is where I come in.
Yeah.
Where there is no love, that love is the only, it's like love is the only thing that accommodates every other thing that has to align in the marriage.
Yeah.
Love is like water that you sprinkle on a dry ground before you plant crops. If that water is not sprinkled on a dry ground, no matter how healthy your seeds are, they will not germinate and they will not grow. Brother, take this. This is a fact. No matter how beautiful your seeds are, if they are not planted on soft and watered ground, they will not germinate. In marriage, that base, that soft and that watered ground, it's love. Don't get it twisted. There is a difference between love and lust. What you were doing in secondary school, you were crying over several women, you were lost over women.
Mm-hmm.
So just get that one clear. It is a clear cut, and many people have not understood or been able to define the difference between love and lust. You have been lost over women, and I think you still need to find love, because when you find love, you who is talking here, you will not be able to explain what you even found. You will be lost in the explanation. So let me get down to break some bits of what you said. Leadership in marriage, it's a vital role, especially when a woman is making her choices. You are so on point there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you that while searching for a life partner as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
love comes at the last spot.
Mm-hmm.
Love comes at the last part. Now, let me explain to you how it goes. Oh, I have met Coach. Damn, bro, I'm talking to my friend. We come, bro. I met one lady yesterday, bro. She caught my attention. That's the first step. You don't know who she is. You don't know where she's from. She caught your attention.
Tension. Mm-hmm.
That's the beginning of the spiritual journey.
Mm-hmm.
Now I meet coach. Hey coach, how you doing? All right. And you? I'm okay. That bond has been established between us, because it's not every woman you walk up to that gives you that attention, even to answer you.
Mm-hmm.
Some why you just walk up to them and they feel like this is the way you're coming. They are irritated. That spark at first
Yeah.
sight didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore the signs. It's
Mm-hmm.
because we ignore a lot of signs. So I believe in taking the process gradually. That's why whenever I talk, I take the steps, because if you miss those steps, you are missing the whole process. It's a whole process. You cannot live from number one to 100. It's a lie. And
Mm-hmm.
divorces are many today because people want to live from 0 to 100. No, life doesn't work that way. Now, that is a bond. After that first side attraction has come, now we are looking for things that the next thing is the things that will keep us. Because after you have been attracted to someone, that's why when you're attracted to coach, after I go, probably have a romance with coach. I many men or women leave because they don't see that thing that has to keep them. So now in coach, what is happening? Like I said in the previous life, women take their pens down and take this note. Any woman that is ready, I will say it 1,000 times, that is ready or wants to prove her readiness for marriage. If I was a woman, I would have been married to any man of my choice, because I know what it takes to keep a man. The first thing when you meet a man that is ready, you can tell. And when you meet that man that is ready, the only thing you should be interested in doing to that man is letting him, in every part of your conversation, know. Oh, good
Parenting is
night.
not easy.
Good night.
Praise to you, Versace. Let's take
Yeah,
a
good
few
night.
comments
My
while
kids
waiting
want
for.
to tell me good night. Go, yeah, go. Papa, see you in the morning, yeah? Yeah, talk to you in the morning.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
You can
one
write up.
second. Yeah, see you in the morning. So now, the only thing that a woman should be interested in profiling once she's looking for a real and genuine life partner is her ability to pass over the message to the man that she is able to be completely submissive if she's in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That is a striking point that men that are ready do not take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
That is a point that is it's a knot that you tie. It's the first thing. It's not profiling yourself, because, like you talked about gender, many women today have missed correct marriages because when they come in at first sight, when they meet, you want to start telling the man your wants, your do's and your don'ts. I be person where I don't go school, and I be established woman, I be self-made boss. No man is looking for a challenger.
Yeah.
Once you start saying those things to a man, now that man is already profiling you and keeping you somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're profiling yourself that high to a man that doesn't have that same standards as you are profiling, it brings insecurity to a man. And once a man picks up insecurity, what does a man do? A man is a challenger. He tends to react in a way to make you understand he's bigger than you. That's where lies start coming in. That's where fake profiling start coming in. That's where fake lies start coming in. When you meet a man as a woman, irrespective of who you are, your profile, the only thing you should do if you are looking for a life partner is communicate to this man your ability of being totally submissive in marriage. Then you
Mm-hmm.
will see the true colors of this man.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, you will see the true colors of this man. So I proceed by saying, brother, that once these stages are going, when you profile yourself, this man exposes himself to you, this woman. you begin to see the reality of who this man is. Because he knows that you are a real woman. He doesn't see the need to take you to Hilton Hotel for a restaurant date when he doesn't have that money. When you let this man know you're a real person, you don't like this, you don't profile yourself to be the classy, so classy woman that you want only VIP treatment. He's comfortable in his 10,000 francs to take you to mommy at you for you guys to have a sincere date and conversation. Once you profile yourself so high, he becomes uncomfortable and tends to borrow from his friend 100,000 to impress you. That relationship has already started on a bad foot because he's under pressure to return that 100,000. So he'll not focus on giving you the full attention. Once you give yourself as a flat profile, now you begin to see the realities of this man. When you see the realities of this man, before even loving him, believe me, you can see all the red flags. Women especially fail to see the red flags because they still put their wants. Everything we will say here will go back to where I started, and that's why I started from there. Women fail to see those red flags because they put their wants over their needs. Once you get into a relationship where you're looking for a man who is so rich, you even fail to see the man's character because he's giving you money. You even fail to see those red signs because he has sent your mother money in the village. You fail to see how promiscuous, how wicked this man is because he organized you a 10 million birthday party and your friends are flaunting you on social media. So once you prioritize your need, your wants over your need, it's a blind factor, not even love, my brother. Now, once you have seen this, you have graduated these stages, that's when you fall in love because you have seen all these qualities in this man that can take you to somewhere. Leadership in marriage, it's very important. If you get into a relationship with a man that cannot lead, leadership in marriage simply means the man has his place. Is not a woman is not void of her ideas are not void in a home, but the man's voice is the voice that is heard. It's just the way God ordained it. It's not me. That's how a man should be able to sell his vision to a woman. That is leadership. A man should be able to, you can converse with a man and see where this man intends to be in the next 5 years. That's how you get into relationships. That's how you get into. My sister, Big Mami was talking when I was driving. I was hearing her talking like and saying, to be very honest, love without money, no, you go. I was so disappointed to say the least. You cannot give what you don't have. To give love, you must first of all have self-love. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love someone else. If you see how badly some men treat themselves, how some men are, they don't even treat themselves with love. If you see how a man takes care of himself, it's a sign that he can take care of you. If you see a man who drinks and feeds on his clothes, he doesn't take care of himself. How can that man take care of you? There are signs that we should not ignore. And unless you have love, you cannot give love. So
All right.
I wanted to tell Big Mami, who was here, who made that statement. I want to let her know that before you love someone, how are you taking care of yourself? Now,
Yeah.
people should understand that once you have love, you give out love. Both of you have to figure out a way to strike a balance to get to the next level. There is a bond in a relationship where people walk their way as a couple to the top. It's different. Brother, let's be realistic. Where you are seated there, these are your humble days and your struggles.
Yeah.
Imagining a woman, you have struggled all this time, and a woman comes tomorrow to tell you that 50% of this your money is for you and I. You will not let it happen. Or you struggle and you are already an established man, and somebody comes and wants to tell you how you're going to run your finances. You cannot let it work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once you are where you are, and that's why this saying comes in, Behind every successful man, there is a woman. Not because a woman provides a man with that money for the success. It's because a woman creates an environment. She creates that garden that is watered for that seed that which that man wants to plant to germinate. That is why I come to one of the things that somebody said. It's a woman that holds a marriage.
Yeah.
It's a marriage is a woman thing. Believe me. This is my home. How many hours do I spend in my home? That is why you will see the people who sing "Sweet Mother" and never sing "Sweet Father," because the women are always available for their homes. They are always there. But we men, we are hunters. We are always out hunting for the family. We don't even have time to stay in our empires because we want to give them a better life. So at that point, women have a better, and women have time to administer. Women are the administrators to whatever thing men have.
Mm-hmm.
So a
All
lot
right.
of women challenge men because they don't even know the power they possess as women.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because yeah,
Now I wanted to say something. Thank you so much, Versace.
Bro, we on this one. Let me learn. My
Okay.
brother Versace, he talk about Nate. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I like what he said. You cannot give what you don't have. So it brings us back to what I was saying, right? Love should be a thing for everyone. You must have it yourself. And once you
exactly.
have love, you don't need any other love. Do we agree on that?
Now, please, let me
Once
let me
you have
No, you cannot
let me
say you don't
you
need
have
any other love. You
I want us
cannot
to draw
say
a line. I want us to draw a line. We are talking about love, love. Please, let's define love because we have about 50 to
that's
50
the
people.
branding. That's the branding I'm talking about, and the
please
categorization.
it's
Love,
it's
Let me share a
like
thought.
my
And this is
brother
my
said, like my
understanding.
brother
All right,
actually said, he said, love, right? If you know why you love someone, it means it's not love.
all
So
right,
defining love in the sense of relationship is already an error, because once you define it, it means you know your expectation, what you're expecting as love from the opposite person,
we come. This
right?
is very
It can be
interactive, brother.
an
I like it. Let me just say something, please, brother. You
all
you,
right. Let me
you
hear from Versace. Then we'll get to Coach B. All right, Versace can write
yes,
down.
I just want to clear this. It's interactive.
Yeah.
Brother, you cannot give love if you don't have. That's a fact. Can you marry
Yeah,
yourself?
I agree on that.
Can you marry yourself?
I cannot marry myself.
So then you need to understand that when it comes to a relationship, it's two people that meet midway to make something right.
Mm-hmm.
Am
Yes,
I
you're right,
understood?
brother. You're right on that.
Okay, so I
Yes,
hope
you're
I
right.
clarified that point.
All right, Coach
You're
B
right
wanted to
on
say
that one.
something. Please, you write down why they catch your breath. I will get back to them. Coach B.
All right. I don't know if you have any questions for me, but this is my
I
understanding of
do.
love. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, this is my understanding of love. Picking back to what Visashe said earlier about, and same thing with Chef Dawei, I think that you can only love well if you can love yourself. I believe that the most common instruction in the Bible is that we should love our neighbors the way we love ourselves. And so the instruction is first to love yourself first. If you don't know how to love yourself, how do you even know how to love someone else? Be it in a relationship, be it in any manner or form, you need to first of all start by loving yourself. And that's appreciating who you are, understanding who you are. And unfortunately, some of us get into marriages without even knowing who we are, without even understanding how to love ourselves. And because we're
Yeah.
depending on someone else to love us solely, once we notice that this person is not loving us the way we aspire to be loved or we expect to be loved, that's when the relationship starts declining. Marriage, first of all, is supposed to be for companionship. It's supposed to be a joyful union between two people that align. What do you
Mm-hmm.
align in? Do you align in your vision? Do you align in your wants? Do you align in your needs? And so if you find people that come into a marriage without even aligning, then in the institution of marriage, that's when they start struggling to align. Sometimes they fall apart. Sometimes they can make it through. And that's why the very first few years of marriage are very heated, because these are two people from two independent backgrounds that are coming together to start aligning. However, there's a lot of work that needs to be done even before the marriage. And that's why I have I find it very difficult to understand why anybody should tell two people to get married without having courtship. Because during that courtship, this is when you two start aligning your purposes. And unfortunately, some people have ended up being married without being in any courtship. And unfortunately, they start aligning in the institution of marriage, which is where things are going, they're supposed to excel. That's where their companionship begins. And that's where they expand. That's when their union starts growing. What I want to call out is the topic of conversation today, which is when should you divorce? I would still like to take us back to, I love to use Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because there are 5 stages that every human being should find themselves in one of them. And if you look at that hierarchy, you look at that pyramid, you see at the bottom of the pyramid, the widest part of the pyramid is your physiological needs. The widest section of that pyramid is your physiological needs.
What's that?
Looking at the African setting where we come from, how many of us can give ourselves the basic things, the basic physiological needs at about the age of 20? Almost 0%.
Yeah.
When you leave those physiological needs, the next stage is your security needs. How many of us, a good example is shelter. How many of us are able to have a home that we can call our homes in our early 20s? Almost 0. And now, midway on the pyramid, which is where you're supposed to start loving, that's where your social needs, you start thinking about your social needs, your interactions, your career, your job, your love life, and all of that. How many of us get to that stage in life when we are still in our 20s? But how many of us get married in our 20s? A huge number. So people are getting married when they cannot provide themselves the basic physiological needs, the basic security needs, and their basic social needs. How do you excel? And so the reason why we think that divorces are more in the West is because most of the people that get married are already able to provide those first 3 stages of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is those physiological needs, the security needs, and the social needs. And so once they notice that you do not align with their mission, with their egocentric needs, that is when they step out of it as quickly as possible. They step out of it as quickly as possible, because that's when they cannot afford to waste any moment of their life with someone who doesn't align to their vision or their purpose. Unfortunately for us in Africa, because I am not able to get a home for myself, I am going to stay in this marriage because I have shelter. Because I don't even have enough to provide myself 3 square meals a day, I'm going to stay in this marriage because I cannot provide my basic physiological needs. Because I don't even love myself. I don't even understand what self-love is. I cannot even appreciate myself. I rely on this person to tell me how beautiful I am. I am not going to leave this marriage because, and that's why we stay in that relationship, pile up all the things that might be in that relationship, and then before it explodes really late in the process. I want to take it back to Visashi's point about, I don't know if I've missed my thoughts here, but when you look at the fact that women are supposed to be the ones who nurture the home. What I want to say about that is so many men have not understood their role as leaders in their marriages or their homes, and
Mhm.
they have relegated those responsibilities to their women. There are so many homes in Africa today that the women are the ones doing the job or the role of a leader. And
Mhm.
because of that, they neglect their responsibilities as the nurturer, because a nurturer cannot double those duties. I cannot be a nurturer and a leader at the same time. A nurturer excels when there's a leader in the process. And so in
Mhm.
this case, because the leader has relegated his responsibilities and is focused on other things that are obviously irresponsible, some
Mhm.
women have stepped into that role because of the things that could fall apart if there's no leader in that marriage. And in
Yeah.
the situations where a woman finds herself playing the role of a leader and play the role of the homekeeper or the home nurturer, it becomes very stressful to the point where the relationship starts declining, and before you know, it ends with a divorce.
Amen.
Versace also mentioned the various steps. When you meet somebody, there's this attraction, and then before you know it, the two of you start aligning your visions or your purposes, and then love comes in last. This is
Mhm.
the kicker. Love comes in last because of all those things that have built up the emotion of love. And the
Mhm.
truth is, once those things start missing, once you start noticing that instead of this man aligning with my vision, he's doing something else outside the vision that we communicated earlier, he is not being the leader that he was supposed to be, you start
Mhm.
losing value in the core things that made you to be attracted or made you to love that person. And
Mhm.
the love starts declining because it's an emotion that has been built up over time. And so it starts declining because of the things that are not fueling it. Love is nurtured by those things that were built or were known prior to loving. And so once those things start losing their value, when they start disappearing in the mix, the love will also decline. And that's why you see two people that started off very much in love, and because the two of them missed their path at some point and started making unnecessary or irresponsible choices, keyword, started
Mhm.
making poor choices that are no longer fueling that love, the love will decline, go down, and will finally die. And what I want to say is once you find yourself in that situation and you have done your due diligence to communicate that this is why this relationship is dying, if there are children in the mix, let's stop blaming the word divorce. Let's stop blaming what divorce it's meant for, but let's focus on building and making sure that the fruit of that marriage is nurtured and built, which in this case are the children that have been born within that marriage. Sometimes you can separate, but you need to identify where do we align. We need to align for the sake of these children. And if it is no longer serving you, meaning whatever brought you two together is no longer serving you, I think the Bible talks about sexual immorality being the reason for divorce. But trust me, in Africa, so many marriages would would not be existing if we want to go by the book. If we want to go by the fact that sexual immorality should be basis for divorce, there will be no marriages in Africa because there's a lot of sexual immorality happening. However, most women have brought it down to the fact that it is when there is violence. And in this case, physical, emotional torture is enough to let someone go because people are learning to love themselves and they would rather not be in a situation where their lives will end so early. And that's why you see some of them leaving. Ask me the question, would you wait until someone cuts your life short just because you want them to put hands on you before you leave. Physical violence always starts with emotional violence. Once you notice that emotional violence has started and it's deteriorating, which in this case it's already affecting your mental health, then that is when the conversations, like Big Mommy said earlier, you can separate with each other for a moment just to get to build yourselves, because sometimes you're choking each other, and because of that closeness, you need some separation so that you can get to appreciate each other better. And before you know it, you can always come back together. So let's not call us a monster. Let's call our actions monsters. We are the monsters in this mix. The choices we make, the
The
irresponsible
monsters we make,
behavior,
the
the lack
monsters
of
we make every
sacrifice.
day.
I'm sorry, Chef Dawai.
This is the monsters we
Now,
make.
I was just adding that the monsters we make.
Exactly. These are the
Yeah,
monsters that are killing the covenant of marriage. It's not the marriage, it's not divorce, it's us. We are the problem.
yeah.
Now,
Now
we have been saying, we have been talking, we established the love.
we should take
That
one man, take one man, good contribution.
I really want us to
Love.
go
Momo
progressively.
me no, Momo me, I'll take one man how.
Take her from my bill you pay now.
Okay. No, one plate at you, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ajuda went to Harvard, Aju Pro Max. Now, I wanted to say something. I want us to go progressively. We have a man meeting a woman, they get to bond, they get to look at themselves as potential future spouses. They gather people to come and eat, they're going to sign a contract and start living together. Now, let's go progressively from the starting point. We are saying that love is the attraction that brings is now. What can we really define love? I wanted Versace to give us a very clean, clear cut definition of love, because we are having this puzzle. My definition of love, we are talking about love, and someone watching might be understanding something very different. You see, there are different, like what can we establish as a definition of this love we are talking about?
Okay, brother. That's a good question. Uh, the topic for today, if you notice, since I started, I'm going progressively. I said it's when I'm about to leave, then I'll give my stance on divorce. I've not
Yeah.
given my stance on divorce yet, but I will define love. Yeah, just 1 minute. I was sending a message. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I
Okay,
will.
it's okay now. So, what is love? Love, in its very simplistic terms, can be defined as an intense feeling,
Mm-hmm.
as an intense feeling of deep affection. That's love. My definition of love is an intense feeling of deep affection.
Now, there is what we call love at first sight. Does it exist?
Love at first sight is lost at first sight.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lost at first sight.
Okay.
Every human being, like what I say is, every man that is an upright thinking man or an upright thinking woman, as you're walking, if you're not married, you have a glimpse of the kind of person you're dreaming of. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Everybody has that dream. You have even a percentage of a dream kind of man and a dream kind of woman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you meet someone that has those physical qualities, that's the first thing that attracts you. Like I said before, that's what's defined as love at first sight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is defined as love at first sight, because it's the first step towards having the love that you need to have for that person. If you're physically attracted to somebody, that's a pull factor. Love needs a lot of pull factors to keep it burning.
Yeah.
So if you are physically attracted to somebody at first sight, that's what they call love at first sight. Love
Yeah.
at first sight do exist, but when you sight somebody and you get that strike, don't be confused. You're not in love yet, so don't get
Yeah.
it twisted. Yeah.
Mm. All
So
right.
can
So
you
that's
proceed?
attractive force. That's an attractive force.
Yes.
So how long? It means love is something that is developed. You don't just get it instantly.
Love is like a plant. Once you put it in, there are a lot of factors that water it to grow bigger and bigger, or there are a lot of factors that cause it to dry off and die.
Oh
All right,
yeah.
now I understand why Chef Dawes
Yeah.
said he used to deceive and even cry. You
Yeah.
see? All right, now let's get in line. We talked of the red flags. Now, these are two people that have met themselves, they are attracted to one another, and they are struggling to fall in love and to bond among one another. We are talking about two people from different backgrounds, and it's because they we actually we actually avoid some stages. That's why we jump into mistakes. Like somebody, imagine two strangers coming to know themselves in a common union called marriage. It's going to be quite catastrophic because they are forced to do themselves. They know they have limited choices. What they do is not out of their own decision. Now let's look at a case where these people are struggling. Let me say they are dating or they are courting to actually know each other, prune one another, so that they can love in peace and happily. And in the course of this, they start bonding, and something is called relationship, and that might lead to marriage. And in the course of everything we have been talking about, we kept on there were some statements that kept on recurring that are red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags, red flags. And I really want us to pinpoint some of these things. One thing you might be saying red flag to someone that are red flags, someone the person that is doing the red flag might not even know that this is a red flag or this is something that is doing that is not supposed to be doing. So at this point, I want us to pick points on things, starting with Coach B. Coach B, please, can you tell us some clear red flags that are a total no go before proceeding to the next steps? Because there's one thing that when I was speaking with, I have a couple of friends that are divorcees. A couple of them, some of them are actually watching, frankly speaking, and some I could not permit some come on because they cannot come out like that. Now, one common thing about their stories is when I listen to them, there's one very common thing. Before they got married, the thing that caused that marriage to separate was already there. Before they even entered the union, they think I mean, all of them. I don't want to say 90% because when I spoke with most of them, with some people it's not different. With some people just got up to develop a kind of attitude when they had money or whatever thing. But in these cases that I'm talking about, before they finally separated, what caused that marriage to eventually terminate was already there. Now, I want Coach B, please give us some clear-cut red flags that we could be able to identify and see as a danger sign before proceeding. How to deal with these red flags, please.
Okay, before I get to that, again, I'll be sharing it from a personal standpoint as Coach B.
Yeah,
Before I
yeah.
get into that, what I would like to ask, and this is a humble request from me, if you are a man and you have a daughter, please, you have a lot to do as it pertains to that, to your daughter's self-esteem. You need to help your daughter appreciate who she is, understand that she's a princess, she's a queen, she's beautiful, she's loved, and she's appreciated.
Mm,
Because the kinds of, again, with my experience with mental health, I have realized that we project our insecurities. And unfortunately, most of us did not know some of these things growing up, and we didn't get to know who we were.
mhm,
Self, yeah, really knowing yourself. So I would urge the parents to be very mindful the way they call out their kids. Remind your daughter that they are beautiful, even when they tell you that their hair is so tangled. Tell them that they are beautiful as they are. Because the reason why I say that is because when they grow up and they become in that stage of puberty, they will start hearing what others are telling them, and because they've never heard it from home, it's going to be the only thing that will pull them. And so they would go with anything around them that says you're beautiful, versus if you reminded your child that they were beautiful, they are unique, they are special. Now they don't go into the world looking for these things, they go into the world looking for the things that will align with their purpose again.
mhm,
So, from a personal standpoint, I would say Most of the things that I'll be saying right now are things that I learned really late. Personally, I didn't grow up being very much exposed, and I didn't have a very um, I didn't have a dating life that I could really say, oh, this is what I know about men and all of that. But this is what I know. I would appreciate the way a man treats his his family. Meaning, if I'm looking for a man that, if you're looking for a man to get married to that man, you want to see the way this man treats his family, meaning his mom, especially, and his sisters and brothers. So,
Mhm.
family. So, sometimes you meet someone and they just start trash talking their family. I don't think, I'm not saying that every family is perfect. I just think that everyone should be able to shield their family. And so if you treat your family well, then I will believe that you can treat our family with respect. So that's number one. Number two, meaning that if you meet this person and the person is just trash talking their family, to me, that's a no go. Like that's not where you want to build another family, because your family will be trash talked the next minute. And then secondly, I know there's this thing about dating someone who doesn't have a past. I believe that every one of us is a definition of our past. And if someone meets you and you ask them to tell you about their past and they have nothing to say, or they act like everything about their past was perfect, to me, I also see that as a red flag, because I believe that as humans, we are all learning. We fail, we make mistakes, we learn from those mistakes. So I would rather appreciate someone, like I think Versace mentioned earlier that he was boy for town. I would appreciate a guy who would tell me that I have been, or I'll be boy for town, rather than telling me that you're the perfect human being. Tell me you be boy for town and you don't live that life, and right now you're looking to settle down. That's something different versus that person who paints themselves perfect. So those are the two big things for me. And then again, number three is the way this person takes care of themselves, their choices. So you could just meet someone for the very first time, maybe in a restaurant. The way they treat the server is an opportunity for you to know how this person or who this person is. Because some people are very arrogant, and I'll say this is very common for us women. When we go to the restaurant, we want to act all I don't know I don't know what they get from doing that, but I see women act very irresponsibly with the servers in a restaurant. I don't think it's appropriate. And I feel like the way you treat those people is a definition of who you are to me. I don't think anyone should treat anyone that anyway because the person is at the position of serving them. That tells me that in a moment where I will be lowest, you're going to treat me the same way you're treating this person you think is lower than you, or because this person presents themselves as a server, it gives you an opportunity to treat them without respect. So making sure that you see through how this person talks or treats their family, you see through the way this person treats themselves or maybe talks about their past, and the way they treat other people who are subordinate to them. So those are the three big things for me personally.
All right. I mean, these big things are very pregnant that could be subdivided into many, many small, small nonsense that we complain about. All right.
Correct.
Now, one point, we talk of trash talking a family. Now, this is the truth. At a certain point, there are some people that are really from broken homes that they are not proud of. And they don't really trust of the family. But when you start getting intimate with somebody, you start hearing some small, small family secrets that they've been keeping. Is that in any way related to trust talking a family?
I would
Or is
still
it
think it is. Setting expectations or setting the pace is different from trash talking. So I would appreciate if somebody were to have a conversation with me and say, this is something about my family that I would like you to know. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? This is something about my family. Again, it's very personal. I love my family, but this is something about my family that I would like you to know before you meet my family, just so that when you get to meet them, you're not surprised. This is how my father reacts to one or two things. This is how my mom reacts to this. So what you're doing is you're setting the pace versus trash talking. Trash talking to me now is just using some very negative words to describe people within your family just at the moment when you're meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Wisdom,
to me
coach.
that's
Wisdom.
personally,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Versace wanted to say something. I want us to jump and come down. I would like to have him share the way in a bit, but Versace say what you wanted to say, and then before we proceed.
No, I was just saying. I would say I have just unless you have a question for me, I just have one thing to say about divorce at the end because I am
Yeah,
going progressively.
before, yeah. Before I get there,
Uh,
we are looked at the possible red flags from Coach B's angle. I don't know if you have some more
okay,
red flags that you can add to
okay,
that.
yeah. The possible red flags I want to say, Coach B, take one man again for my B. If I was not married, believe me, I would have
You
been.
guys should not be giving me verbal one mans.
No,
Now send me that one man.
it impresses me to see a woman that thinks this right. It. If I was not married, I would have been shooting my shot. So, guys at the back, please find out if Coach B is married and shoot your shots. That's a good goal to aim at. It's There is a difference between trash talking. Coach B cited one thing here. One of the girls that I left before I got married to my wife today, she was far more financially stable than me.
Yeah.
She was very I don't know if she had never met a man in her life, but she was obsessed about me to such a way that I was afraid of my own life.
Mm-hmm.
And I canceled my wedding 2 weeks to time.
Wow.
Yes, I canceled my first wedding without sewn every dress and everything. That is where I wanted to say I was to end with the divorce part. It's very important. When
Yeah.
you think, when you when there is something that is not okay, when you discover you're in the wrong train, the
Yeah.
earlier you drop at the next stop, the less costly it would be for you to drive back.
Yeah.
Guys, take this very seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
This aspect of knowing how people would treat you, like Coach B said, it marked me. That was a tick. That has been my experience. We
Yes.
would go to a nightclub, the way you would treat servants. I would want to tip a servant. You'll be like, why are you giving him this money? Why does it work? And somebody is coming, especially towards women. You'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
this place is not clean. Why this cup? I said, you can be polite to people. What do you take yourself for? This is not my personality. This is not me. And the
Yeah.
last time I was, because I started live when we left the university, to have left the university and you started having your own home so early. So my house was a center of attraction for all young guys who did not have a house then. I had a big house, a 2-room house. So guys used to come after we play games, go to club and all that. You have come to my house. You don't know how far I've come with these people. The very first time you come, I give you money to prepare food. You have given food. One of my guys have eaten, and the food was so nice. They said, "Mammy's did chop fine. Please, can I have some more?" And I want to get into the kitchen. You are grumbling so bitterly.
Mm-hmm.
You're grumbling so bitterly. I wait because someone asked for food, and that guy she was grumbling about, that is the guy that just gave me 200,000 francs to support the difficulty that I had. Just that moment, and it's part of that 200,000 that I gave part of the money to her to prepare that food. You don't even know who this guy is, and you're grumbling, and he happened to have heard it. That thing almost spoiled our relationship.
Yeah.
Why
Wow.
do you always think you are superior to others? It's a red flag for me, especially for a woman. And women, it should be a red flag. If a man cannot treat people, strangers nicely, you are coming to that man's life as a stranger, you will be treated badly when the time comes. Coach B, you are so on point on that. Thank you, sweetheart. I have experienced that. So now I want to just say my own red flags. Coach B has even said most of my red flags. But
Yeah.
my major red flag, and it's a red flag for every other man, the two men I see online here would attest. The ability of a woman, the inability of a woman to be completely submissive is a red flag. Especially when you are thinking of getting into a lifetime commitment.
Yeah.
Guys, back off. Guys, back off. When a woman is submissive, believe me, every other thing aligns.
True.
Every other thing aligns. So that's,
Mm.
to me, Coach B has said the other ones, that's a major red flag for it should be a major red flag for any man, no matter how rich the woman is, no matter how beautiful she is, no matter how attractive her futures is. Guys, if you know what's good for you, back off.
Wow.
And
This is
Versace, you just said something about submissiveness. I mean, people misinterpret the word submissiveness, and it's easy to know a woman who is submissive because when you can understand what entitlement is and submissiveness, meaning once you go out of your way as a man to just be a gentleman to your woman, and the woman doesn't have the courtesy to say thank you, that's an entitlement to the first order. Meaning you
yeah.
open the door and she cannot say thank you.
Thank you.
She feels like she's entitled to you opening the door, not knowing that you are just being the leader that you're supposed to be. And she needs to be submissive enough to understand that it's humbling to open that door. And so she should say thank you. The same thing if you eat in a restaurant, and as a woman, sometimes you need to start cleaning the table before the server comes to get the stuff away.
There are signs to a man,
Those are
Coach.
just the subtle,
There are signs. Why are
subtle
you getting? Why
things
this
that
get?
a man will like to see. Yes. So I mean, this is
Bonita.
not as difficult as we make it.
And another thing to our submission, please, guys, believe me, we come.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not throwing flowers at Coach, but if you listen to her talk, you can tell from her voice she has a feminine touch. That is that softness every man is looking for.
Exactly.
Have you heard some ladies, even in their conversation, how loud they are? Blood of
Yeah.
Caesarea. A woman cannot be loud. How can you be loud as a woman? For heaven's sake. Even in constructive conversation, even in many of these lives, I listen to some women talk. I am like, who can tell them just to sit quiet? They are getting themselves off track. It's a
Yeah.
red flag. How loud a woman is a red flag. If a woman is this soft spoken, believe me, I always tell women in the core of
Versace, I think you're talking about lousiness, not being loud. Being lousy.
Lousy.
lousy is part of being loud, Elmara. How do you separate them? When
There's
you're
a
lousy,
difference.
you're loud.
There's a difference. Being loud, you can be making sense while being loud. Being loud can be a natural trait. It's something that you're just like that. You're not
When I talk about being loud, is being lousy. A woman no matter how, no matter how a woman is, if you're passing a message and your voice is as loud and as strong as that of a man, even if it's your nature, it's a problem that you need to work on, Elmara.
Okay.
It's
Let's
a
continue. Let's
it's
continue.
it's a problem that you have to work on. A woman should be found in her femininity. And femininity is that subtleness, that softness of a woman. A woman's body is soft. Her voice is soft. Her looks are soft. Her smiles are soft. If you can have a woman who can frown like this, what's happening?
Like
You have
Isakaba.
lost femininity. Like Isakaba. So there's no man that wants to be with another man. It's a red flag. We come.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for real. Versace. All right, let's take Chef that way. Chef that way. Do you have some red flags which we can identify clearly before jumping now
Um.
into what's
So before Chef Dawai goes, I really want to apologize, but I have to leave.
Oh,
But it was a lovely conversation. Thank you so much, Versace. Thank you, Chef Dawai. And thank you,
Thank you
Emma
too.
and
Your
Jacob.
contributions were really great. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
toujours. You already
Appreciate.
Toujours.
know.
Good
Coach,
night.
I must settle you here.
Oh gosh.
Uh,
All right, Chef Dawe. Yeah,
yeah.
let
So
us.
on red flags, I think people who are very familiar with these platforms, the platform they already know. Yes, for me, first things first. Um, I will not date or marry a woman who cannot grow or take care of her own hair. That's the first place of love. That's where self-love. That's the beginning, the birthplace of self-love. You cannot denature yourself. You cannot reduce the precious woolly hair that God created and put on the head of African women to nothing. Something that you just go and take 1 week from India and you're putting on, and you want to be an India. If you
Mhm.
don't love yourself that much, if you don't love yourself to such an extent, there is no way you can give me love. Yeah, for me, that's my first red flag. I think every other thing has been touched. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've pretty much touched every other thing. Yeah, so I'll just like, because I'll like to go as well. I have some things to take care of.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Now, I want to
I'll
just.
just
All right.
yeah.
I wanted to just shoot sharp. Let's just hear some few key aspects from you when you think it's the right time to actually, because I want us to just go to this final phase before signing out. Since you're leaving, I want you to give us some key aspects or some key points which when you see, you know, that this is the right time for us to share the grace. It was nice doing business with you. Bye
Yes,
bye.
I was coming to that. I was coming to that. Yes, so
Okay.
that said, person like me now, so yeah, I'll do business with you with your wig and your eyelashes and stuff. But when it comes to like raising kids, like want to start a family, if you cannot grow your own hair, if you cannot appreciate your Africanity, everything about your root is a no, completely no. So now I'll go further to say love. I'll define love as the ability to lead first yourself, right? You're leading yourself in the right direction. And once you've been able to do that, you can take that template, that default template that you've created for yourself, you can take it to the wall. You give it to your wife, you give it to your kids, you give it to everyone out there. By that, I'm saying um, once you love yourself and the woman she loves herself, you guys are good to go, right? Because I don't need a woman to love me. I don't need any woman to love me. The love that I have for myself is more than enough, is sufficient. And I don't need to love you like that. In that, when I say like that, you understand. You need to love yourself, and together we meet and talk. Why are we coming together? We want to start a family, right? We define terms because, like it is said in the Bible, two cannot work together unless they agree,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now, once I've accepted, I've done my due diligence, and I know this woman, okay, she loves herself. She is leading herself in the right direction. She's principled, and she loves her natural beauty. She's not moved by those enhanced Western beauty standards and stuff like that. Now we can have the deep conversation.
Yeah.
This union was the direction we are going. We have where compromise will come in. At that point, we need to compromise. There are certain things I will have to let go about myself. Let's assume I'm a smoker, and now this woman who is well principled and aligns with my mission. She doesn't like smoking. there's bound to be compromise. I have to let go of certain things, and she has to do the same. And then we get to meet in the middle. Where we meet in the middle, we define.
Oh la la. Is it my
Yeah,
network?
what becomes important, is the family. It's no longer about me. It's no longer about the woman. It's about the family. Like I always say, family is that one in that equation. 1 + 1 = 1. One man, one woman equals to one. The family remains one. Now the man is the carrier of the seed, the semen, right? So if the family wants to grow bigger, they will have to bring in a womb, a man with a womb with another woman. Is still the equation still remains one, because at that point it is the family which is one that is adding another one to have one, which is the family. It remains one. Why I had to explain that is to come to this point right now. A woman is not submitting to a man, right? A woman is supposed to submit to the family, and submission is a two-way street. You as a man going out in the morning to hustle and win bread for the family, that's you submitting to the family. That's you submitting to the family. If you were alone, you probably, maybe your $100,000 in your account, you look at it like, okay, this money can take me for 2 years, and you might want to sleep. You want to rest your bones a little. But the fact that you have kids, you have a wife, and you look at the extension, your parents and your siblings, now they become the driving force, the reason why you want to go out. You want to wake up as early as 3. You get done with preparation, and before 5, you're in the metro or in the bus heading somewhere to earn a living for the family. That's you submitting to the family. When we make the mistake to say a woman is supposed to submit to a man, a man's
Yeah.
natural position as the leader has been defined. You are set. You have to make sure of that prior to getting into that point. Once you're there, it's a two-way street. She is submitting to the commitment, the agreement you guys had prior to getting together. After you must have made sure that, okay, this is the man or the woman who aligns with my mission and my vision. Once that is done, you go all in. You submit to the family. Same thing for the woman. And I believe if there is such an agreement, there will never be a good time to divorce. I rest my case.
Wow. Thank you so much, Chef Dawei. I wanted to hear from Mara, but he's off. Okay, now let me come back to Versace. Versace, I want to find out from you. Now we are actually getting to the point where we have to talk about divorce. At what point do you think is the right time to say it was nice doing business with you?
Um,
Brother Versace, not cutting you, just saying good night. Was nice having
yeah,
an interactive exchange with you. I've learned a
yeah.
lot, and I would like to see you again some other time.
We'll definitely meet, brother.
Okay,
Where are you
confirm,
based,
bro.
Jawe?
No, I'm in Douala actually. I'm in Douala.
Okay. We'll talk backstage. I'll be in Cameroon in 2 weeks, so we'll meet.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
be landing
confirm.
to Douala. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's get back to this Versace. I want to find out when is the right time to call it quit in a marriage.
I'll start by saying that first of all, only the foolish stay married.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you let me say it in pidgin, man wey get sense no fit marry.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that in marriage, the ingredients of marriage, that's going to be a topic another day even. But I want to say the ingredients that keep a healthy marriage,
Mm-hmm.
out of the ingredients that keep a healthy marriage, is the greatest of such ingredients is tolerance. It's tolerance. That's why it's unfortunate Chef Dawei has left. I wanted Chef Dawei to understand that we are men, we are not robots. So when you come and you talk about we define, you define, it's as if it's a concrete pillar that once you put it in, it's going to stand there for 1,000 years. No, things evolve, men change. So we have to be flexible to our definitions. We have to be flexible to the rules. We have to be flexible with our aims. If you in getting married, you told your wife that you were going to be a pilot and you are not seeing no plane to fly, the family should not stay hungry. You can push a truck. So flexibility, any marriage without flexibility and tolerance is bound to fail. Flexibility and tolerance, it are the principal tools in marriage. Flexible, you have to be flexible. You must tolerate each other. If you get into marriage that, oh, Nami I be Rambo, no man do the thing get away, you have already failed.
Yeah.
That is where so much quarrels come in. Now, when I think it's the right time to divorce, there's a right time to divorce is have two things. First, for a woman, because I have the things that a woman will do that I will tell any man divorce her.
Mm-hmm.
Once a woman outrightly disrespects you,
Mm-hmm.
especially in public, one, two, three times, is a sign that she's not interested in that marriage anymore. Like I said before, brother, it's less costly when you get into the wrong train. It's less costly for you if you drop at the next bus stop. If you let that train go further, it will be costing you more to pay transport to come back. So the earlier you drop out from a wrong train, the better for you. Secondly, a cheating wife.
This
I didn't say a
particular
cheating
point.
husband.
Yeah.
See, brother, I happen to be inside and I've tried for 10 years. I'm
Yeah.
praying that God gives me another 20 years. But
Amen.
the only thing that my woman can steal my money. She can mismanage funds. She can loot family property. She can take my car and give her family. I can come and she locks me out of the house. We fix it. Once a woman serves food out of your dish, brother, back off. That's the only pride of a man. That's the only pride of a man. Outside you, greatest men in this world that have killed themselves because of women.
Yeah.
That's the only thing a man needs from a wife to have a self-confidence. That's the thing that brings down the greatest men. You know, even from our childhood days, what would play? When I don't tension younger, you lied for my butt. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that keeps a man's pride and ego.
Yeah.
A man, a man, a man is that being that God created with ego. And once a man finds out that his ego is safe in your hands, you are in control of that man. That is
Yeah.
why I always tell women, submissiveness does not mean you're a slave. When a man trusts in you, the submissiveness, you lead that family. I tell people the man is the head of the house, but believe me, the neck controls the head. The woman carries the head. So
Yeah.
women have not understood their role that this head stands on this neck. they can
Mhm.
turn this head to any position,
Any direction, yeah. True.
any direction, any direction. And they start fighting to be the head, not knowing that this head cannot live without this neck. So people
Yeah.
have not, women have not even understood the power they have. A man, all that man needs from a woman is to be sure that
Mhm.
his ego is safe in your hands. Believe me,
Yeah.
she ego control you so that your family and your friend will say use medicine for you. No.
Yeah.
She
True.
she has won you over, and that's the easiest way to win. I always tell my friends and my sister, if I was a woman, I don't know if probably because I'm a man, I would have gotten married to any man of my choice because I know what it takes to capture a man and keep them.
Mhm.
So once you get to that, bro,
Yeah.
back off, back off.
Now,
Because yeah, I wanted to come to a woman. What to a woman? Most
mhm.
women, as per my point of view, please consider the right time to divorce.
Yeah. All
Most
right. Just finish. I'll ask the questions after.
maybe your questions can guide me to the end, so you can ask.
All right. Yeah, because you talk of a cheating wife. You see, there are many instances with the overexposure of the women we have today and the over involvement in other activities that was not previously the case. A lot of women attempted to cheat, and one thing I came to understand is I met good women. There was a time I met good women, and I'm not like dating them. I met women that are good, you see, but because of the situation where we find themselves, I could navigate and understand that they were already ready for compromise from their men. Now, interacting with somebody, you can tell if it's a loose person, or even though some people pretend, but majority, you can actually tell if you're a smart person, you can tell if this person is loose or not. And interacting with them, sometimes you see how their mind is, and you see at what point they can be vulnerable. There are some women that are actually good women that temptation pushed them to compromise at a particular state. So, do you think situations can make a woman compromise, or a decisive woman cannot cheat at all?
Brother, I want to tell you that if you take a white sheep
Mm-hmm,
and you paint it brown and ox block, it doesn't make that sheep a tiger.
mm-hmm,
And it only takes rain to fall for you to see the right color of that sheep.
yeah,
Now, as humans that we are, both men and women, we are vulnerable to mistakes. Don't get it
yeah,
twisted.
yeah,
We are vulnerable to mistakes.
yeah.
But I want to tell you categorically from experience,
Mm-hmm,
women that cheat, especially in their marriages,
mm-hmm,
women that cheat, that is it's a continuous process. There are some that have made mistakes once.
mm-hmm,
Don't get it twisted. Women that cheat, it is cheating is a habit. I can tell you 1,000 of them.
mm-hmm,
They are those people that have it as character.
mm-hmm,
And another fraction of those people, there are people that got into their marriages because of their ones. Now, once they have gotten in there, it comes back. That's where I started because everything will end up where I started.
mm-hmm,
Once they have gotten to those marriages and they have had these mansions, they have had the Prados, they have had the millions in their account, their husbands are billionaires, and as busy as they are not available. Their heart starts seeking for the need because you need to feed the soul. Love is one of the fruits of the soul. You need to feed it. They
yeah,
start falling in love with people out of their homes. That is why
mm-hmm,
I advise from the beginning, you should prioritize your need over your wants. So if you look at the statistic today, married women 80% of married women cheat. I am telling
Yes.
you with certainty.
100% correct. 102%.
I'm
90%,
telling you with certainty.
Yeah.
And
95 even.
thank you, my brother. I wanted to be subtle. I didn't want to be harsh.
That's very true. Very, very true.
80% of married women cheat.
Mm-hmm.
These women cheat because the society in which we live right now, we
Mm-hmm.
have women, everything. That's where I started from. Ask a woman, who do you want to get married to? You hear the man that is richer than Dangote. All of them are interested in their wants. And
Yeah.
once you see a woman that is so interested in wants over need, guy, it's a red flag. Please believe me. Once you have that woman, and that's why I see a lot of Nigerian men, I pity them. My brothers, I have schooled in Nigeria.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. I went to the Nigerian law school. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. I'm a lawyer.
Okay.
So so when you see women, when you see a society where you preach to women that Odogu is about what you get, bro, no man, no strong pass. Every day you leave your home, you meet a man that is harder than you. Today,
Yes.
when you buy Rolls Royce Phantom 2025, as you are driving next year, 2026 will come and someone will buy it.
Before you.
Yes. And if you have trained these women to understand that it's about what you possess, know that in this world, man past man, there is somebody that will possess more than your possession. So
True.
That is
because the wants of man are unsatisfiable, you cannot satisfy human wants. We always need more. That's why you will have an iPhone 14 that is working and working real good, but you are clamoring for an iPhone 16. That is the unlimited nature of man's wants.
Mm-hmm.
So
True. True.
we have trained this generation of women to understand that you are a big boy when you have. That's a mistake we all are doing, bro. So now, when this woman gets here to you for that reason, she begins to see a dogu that is bigger than you. She's tempted to go, bro. Believe me. And once, and because the graph of life is not flat, life goes up and down. You're not sure what's happening to your business tomorrow. You're not sure you're a minister today. Tomorrow you are no minister. We have presidents of country that before they left, they were draft and we saw them in inner wear. Once you lose that position, that was a center of attraction for that woman, she finds another person that has that position.
Yeah.
And
simple as
that's
that.
where that is where toxicity in most marriages begin. Especially when men lose their jobs, lose that influence they had, lose that
Yeah.
financial stem, the women start behaving funny. That is why I
It's
insisted, guys, let's focus on having this bond before we proceed. I don't want to tell a woman who I am. No. If you cannot like me, you should discover who I am as the process goes on. It's a spice to. But if you are that man that tells you, "Mommy, I'm a big boy, I'll solve your problem." Then she's like, "Really, sir? What do you need for your birthday?" It's her birthday she wanted. You came to solve that problem. Birthdays never finish.
Yeah.
So long as you are alive, there's a birthday that will come each year. And that year that you cannot celebrate that birthday, another man will celebrate it for you.
Yeah. True.
Guys, let's be guided.
True.
So that is the reason why women are cheats today. And women, we cause this. So we need to start educating the brotherhood on how to redirect and how to live sane life and sane relationships.
Okay.
sure.
Versace, I
But
want to ask a question still on infidelity.
Yeah.
It's a cheating because there are two levels to this. You might meet a lady you want to make your life with, and in the process, you find her cheating. Let me use this story to actually elaborate. There's a lady that I met her when she was really in a down state. She was crying that her guy left her, her fiance actually, because the two families had met. And when I was going through the story, I noticed that this lady was actually flirting with somebody on phone, and she traveled to go and meet that guy in Moya. And the guy her current fiance was very current about everything, and he left her when she was somewhere around Douala. The guy just called her like, "Where are you going to, and what are you going to do?" And now he was like, "So you're going to meet this person?" That's how the relationship turned sour. Number one, if the guy had no clue that she was going to meet a charter in Boya, who sent her transport, and maybe they had already planned their meeting well, how they are going to fry beans, should have successfully gone and come and told him a lie. The next part is the guy interrupted the process. When I was telling the lady, like, this is what's up. You actually betrayed this guy by flirting with the other person and actually going to meet. But I did not meet him. I did not meet him. That was her argument. Now, at this point, as a man, do you call up the relationship, or you give her another chance, or how do you do? Please,
Great.
Harriet, I will coming to the men. Just be patient. We'll come and handle the women.
I wanted to just comment. I saw Henrietta's comment
Yeah,
online. 99% of men cheat. That
very
is
good. Yeah,
where women have lost it too.
yeah.
It's not about building yourself. You have someone like Henrietta is someone that, I'm sorry to say, Henrietta, I'm not downplaying you, please. I'm being so polite and everything. I just want you to pick the ingredient in what I'm saying. Is somebody that will get into a marriage for comparison. You be done cheat 3 times, need for cheat 3 times.
Harriet, is that
Because
true?
we are on this topic, we are going gradually. She's so eager to announce that 99% of men cheat. Problems are disorders are collective, but
Yeah.
punishments are individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I want to let Henrietta know that the place of a man in this society, a man has upper hand over a woman. Take it or leave it.
That's a fact. We can't change
At
that.
at 80 years, I will marry a Regina Daniels.
Net.
At 80 years, Henrietta, you will not marry a Lee Bauer. Take it or leave it. So the earlier you start understand who you are and your purpose, it will guide you to how discipline and how you can better your situations. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying men don't cheat. I had to get to men. I
Yeah.
had to get to men, but you were fast in starting to challenge. That's another character in women that guys you need to avoid. A
Mm-hmm.
woman that doesn't listen to understand, but a woman that listens to respond is a red flag.
Eh? Wow.
Yes.
All right.
If you
Serious
marry,
red flag. Serious one.
it's a serious red flag. If you
Yeah.
have
Not
a woman
understanding,
that
but to reply.
doesn't listen to you as a head of the family to understand the context in which and where you're coming, but she listens to respond, brother, flee. Let me
Yeah.
come to your question, to what you asked,
Okay.
bro. Bro,
Yeah.
they say good man or good woman now one way they never catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Good man or good woman now one way they never catch up.
Yes.
Unless you catch your woman, you know, no say the cheat. So till you catch it, she's not a cheating wife.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, if in that your situation where you just said it, like that guy should back off.
Mm-hmm.
I insist that guy should back off. You know the situation where that guy shouldn't back off. If that guy catches that chat, that lady was going to meet that guy in Boya, and the lady was like, "Babe, I'm sorry, bro. This 4 letter word when you say it in sincerity, oh
Yes.
my goodness,
Yeah.
do you get? I I have hurt you. I am sorry. That's all I have to say, bro. You know, leave that girl. It
Wow.
comes
This.
back to that humility I was telling you. That
Yeah.
comes. That is a humble woman that was caught up in a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You don't catch girl in Messi who go fry beans. It's not just I bet I not see. That's a lousy woman, bro. Back off.
Yes.
But I not see, which I see. What are you meaning? What are you talking about? Bro,
Yeah.
it's a red flag. Back off.
There is another of a lady. I have these stories of, you see
Give
these
them
women.
all. I'll give you the thesis, the answers to those
Yeah,
scenarios.
you see these women that say men are heartless, men are wicked. I used to always say these women know what they do, but they will never say it. When I initially met this girl, she was like, she was the victim here, and when I was trying to talk, because I don't like to hear one sided story, I'd be like, what's the other part of the story? You see, you need to understand that's what happened. A lot of them that are saying men are wicked, men are this, men are that, men are this, men are that. I mean, talking in relative to their own men. They themselves are not that innocent. They know what they did, but they will never talk about it. They always like
Okay.
everything.
Let me tell you, women who say men are scum, men are this. They are the women that cheat around with those men and they know how those men are.
Yeah,
Take it from me today.
yeah. No, yeah, truly.
It's a
True.
fact.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Uh,
Now there is this other story of a lady. She was with a young guy that was actually struggling to make his life, and she had professed all kind of love to this guy. Oh, I love you. Oh, I would. Oh, you're the only person. And oh. One time, this guy came to her house at almost midnight and met this lady with her ex-lover. That is a married man, and walked away. In that situation, the lady constantly begged. And it's clear enough. The guy was smart enough to understand that they were
come
still
again.
plenty.
I didn't get that one.
Now, there's a lady that had her lover, and this guy was actually constructing his life. One time, this lady, they had issues. The lady started dating a different guy that finally dumped her and got married to a different lady. While they were dating, and then she came back to the original guy that she claimed that she initially loved. Now, they were building their relationship and progressing with the one that she initially loved. And one day, the guy noticed that this lady was still flirting with her married ex, that her married ex lover. And honest, this married ex lover is somebody that knows the guy that the lady is currently dating, like an acquaintance or friend, guys that sit and drink together. Now, one day, one night, that guy surprised the both of them because it was current that they had to meet. And they come to a discussion. Why are you? I'm home. Are you alone? Yes. Anybody there? No. What have you cooked? Nothing. It's not bad for me to come and eat you now. Come and eat. You understand? Those flirty kind of discussions. And the married ex that done this girl came to her house, and this lady's current guy came to salute the both of them. My guy and my babe, well done. And he left. You see, this lady begged this lady begged this guy for over 2 years. I mean, constant begging to prove her fidelity, faithfulness, and all whatnot as a changed person or as somebody that. And her argument was that we did not knock. He was not coming to knock. He was not coming. That's the argument. You
My
see, because of
brother,
that argument, we did not knock. He was not
let me
coming.
tell you, let me tell you something. I always talk, if you listen to the way I present my point, it's always gradual, step by step. I don't go to the
Yeah,
fifth before the first step. Cheating
yeah,
starts by flirting over the phone.
yeah.
It all started like a joke before the dog impregnated his mother. You,
Yes,
but I would touch you so as it goes progressively, as you don't react negatively, that's how it advances.
yeah.
So cheating is not only knacking. Knacking
Yeah.
is just the final process. If you are caught at the door going to knock, it should your
Mhm.
defense be that you didn't knock. That is see, bro. Bro, it doesn't happen. It's rare to find in this generation where we live, yeah, now. But I'm telling you with certainty, if you have a girlfriend or a wife that is attached to her ex, bro, even sometimes I tell people, even communicating is a no. I am saying from my personal experience, I've had a lot of exes that we were in communication or we are in communication. That if I'm a perverse man, believe me, it's a 1 minute something.
You'll be friend back to back. Yeah, I
I'm telling
understand.
you, I'm a married man, 10 years. But I'm telling you that I still have some people that were just in casual conversation. I see how possible it is for everything to be possible. And I advise
Yeah.
men, bro, cut off. Cut it off.
If
If
she's
you
talking with
see,
her ex, cut off.
cut off.
Yeah.
It's very, see, bro, especially those exes that they didn't break up in very toxic conditions. It's very possible to rekindle.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about with your exes? Most often, interesting conversation with your exes. Your exes are always about, child, that time will be there where I don't know, so we know, and that's how it always comes.
Yeah.
And once you
Regarding
go deep into
conflict.
those conversations, it start arising emotions. You
Mm-hmm.
start finding yourselves even justifying some things you did 20 years ago, where that they are not really mean for make you vex. You start explaining to the person as if you're dating the person down.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's unhealthy for marriage. It's
Yeah.
very unhealthy, bro. Marriage is a very, 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 very sacred society. It's sacred. Marriage is sacred. It's
Yeah.
secret. And once it's not secret, bro, it's a red flag. And I was coming to my sister, I saw a comment online. And yeah, let me talk about men so you can understand how
Mm-hmm.
men do cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God. It's good to know a woman. I read that married for 13 years and they are. We are doing that's why when we thought with probability, we give a percentage because there's always that other percentage
It's
that does
more,
not do it.
yes, it's more portion. That's
So
an
we can
example.
say 99.99. If you are one of those women that fall in that 0.99, and we have not said that every woman cheats. No, please don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For women, we have seen a lot of men that outrightly disrespect their wives with side chicks. Bro,
Yeah.
it's a no. It's a no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of men that flaunt their side chicks and even don't care if their wife knows.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no. It's a no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Just like we women to have emotions,
Mm-hmm.
but we happen to be humans that God wired differently.
Mm-hmm.
And a society in which we live and a society in which we are raised gives room for you, that man, to have
Mm-hmm.
multiple partners. It's legal
Yeah.
by law, that's in polygamy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is what you should do. If you think that there is a woman that you must absolutely have, because I have a lot of men that disrespect their women, that their women even know their sidekicks and they are even giving birth to children. It's a no for me, brother.
Mm-hmm.
No,
If
no, no.
you think that is an absolute necessity for you to keep that other relationship,
Mm-hmm.
be man enough to put your wife down and let her know that this is the situation. You are in your role as a man.
Yeah.
Be man enough to tell your wife that, mommy, now the situation is no be say I don't like you, but I have a need. Talk it over with your wife. I
Mm-hmm.
have a need to get a second wife.
Mm-hmm.
I have a need to get a third wife. In the days of our grandparents,
Mm-hmm.
now be mommy they will find second woman for their man because their husbands talked over the need for them or the need that they wanted a second woman. And now the first woman will say, I know one woman where you can worry me, so now me I go find you second woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because the intention was the second wife should not come in and disrespect the first wife. She has her place as the Lolo.
For
Mm-hmm.
sure.
So we have we have
Ah,
we
That,
have
brother,
that,
take one charge. Take one charge.
this in line with Chef Dawei. Chef Dawei is a outright polygamist. He's very vocal about that. That's why we say that. Just kept on smiling.
so I am not a polygamist though, but I am giving room for those who are polygamists. They are in their role.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are in their role, brother. Because of peer pressure now, because of wanting to please people, there is that tendency of cheating that is causing havoc and untold misery in marriages today.
Yeah.
Because most women are toiling and suffering because of some girls that are outside. And it's because they are proven to their husbands that me or nothing. Now, you or nothing, that man has left you in that position, and you are suffering because he's always outside with that woman that is you or nothing. It's two options. You tell your husband that this is something that I will not tolerate, and you back off. Let him continue his life for you to be happy. But if you are there and this relationship is continuing, the best thing for you to do is create a conducive environment for this thing to be for you guys to integrate. There are two
Mm-hmm.
options.
Yeah.
And I want to tell the men from the start, always tell women who you are. Because when you paint yourself as that angel, and this woman comes and discovers that this is not what you are, that is where disappointment comes in. We have a lot of young ladies who could imagine in this world one of the most beautiful women that have existed in Cameroon, Grace Decker. She got married as a fit wife. Yes, she's married to a billionaire banjunaire. You know, no.
Fit wife. Wow.
Yeah, she's a fit wife.
Tori sweetest man life on top banda.
Yes, Grace Decker is a fit
Wow.
wife.
Wow.
That was one of the most beautiful women Cameroon has seen.
Yeah. And she is a very beautiful
He
woman running.
is at her 50s. So,
Yeah.
bro, it's about defining who you are. Once you let people know who you truly are, it's even a point of attraction to you. We have we have the young, beautiful ladies like Regina Daniels. She went into a marriage as a sixth wife.
Mm-hmm. Sit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. She went to a marriage into a marriage as a sixth wife. So you men, please stop disappointing these women with fake images. I like my brother Shape. He made his point very clear. This is who he is. If you are not
Yeah.
ready, you just back off at the early stage.
Yeah.
This is who he is. Let men should not lie. Don't lie. Men in their nature are lions,
Yeah.
and a lion is rules the jungle. The lion does not dispute its position with any other animal in the jungle. The lion does not negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
It strikes when it wants to strike, it lays low when it needs rest. That is a
Yeah.
character man. Any man that does not portray that character is a woman. And that is why there is a lot of bitterness in marriage and disappointment because you don't let your stance clear to these women.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chef Dawe, any girl that is coming into Chef Dawe's life knows this is the kind of man he is. I have an uncle. He's very, very, very well to do. It's not even my direct family uncle. It's somebody that we grew up. I just call him uncle.
Mm-hmm.
When he wanted to get married to his wife, he told his wife, I am signing polygamy or you leave it.
Mm-hmm.
He signed polygamy with his wife. His 25 years of marriage today, he has never married another woman. And then when I
Wow.
asked him, why did you sign polygamy? He said, this woman has given him, he has over the time, he has not had reasons to have another woman
Wow.
because this
Wow.
woman is playing that role fully. I have a friend that I went to the friend's house. That friend was telling me anytime we are in the Western world, you know how work day for the women country. All
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
time, all the time, the wife is coming back. If he wants to touch her, she's tired. She's tired. She's truly tired.
Mm-hmm.
Then I talked to him and he put his wife down and said, Mommy, out of all the love I have for you, I cannot get you more tired. You have two kids, you're doing a lot. I'm appreciating it. Don't you think you need someone to help you?
Yeah.
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah.
And the wife
That's
called me. The wife called me and told me that this is the most sincere conversation I've had with my husband. And believe me, I'm loving him more.
Wow, this is wonderful.
Yes. I don't want to, they told the wife, I don't want to cheat on you, but I have needs that I really understand that you cannot meet up with because you are fending for the family. You are working. Me as a man, I can work 24 hours, but I still get power of a knocks on one. But when
You
women
can.
are exhausted, women are exhausted. Sometimes it even irritates them when they are that tired and you want to make moves. He said,
Now,
we are in the Western world. So
yeah,
don't you think that this is 3 months? I'm counting the number of times I've slept with you. Don't you think that you need help?
to
Because
solve that.
you cannot have this burden on your head and you're not seeking for someone to take the burden off you.
Yeah.
That girl called me and told me that at first, now my big sister said, yeah, she's in her late 40s, about 47 too. She called me and was like, bro, I'm loving my husband more. We had a discussion that at first sight got me so pissed off.
Yeah.
But believe me, I've sat and I've reasoned what he said. He made a lot of sense. That is the woman talking to me. And I have decided that I have to reduce my working hours to meet my husband's needs because I acknowledge that he has these needs.
Now, there's a contrast. There's a contrast with both of our women now. I'm sure I will not be shocked if I say a comment that what if the woman to also go and take the third wife, the second husband, because we've had a lot of this a lot. When we say a man taking a second wife, and in this kind of case, most women be like, okay, go and take, let me also go and take a second man, instead of actually sitting down to see how to solve that problem. In this case, the woman was smart enough to actually understand this is a major need that needs to be handled. But majority of women, like we usually see, will say, okay, go to take the second one. Let me go and take my own second husband.
That
You
is
see?
another thing that I'm saying. If you are a woman that thinks you want to run a competition with a man, you have already lost it all. You have lost even your feminine touch.
Yeah.
If that is what makes you happy, go and take a second husband. If your society in which you are permit, why go and take a second husband?
Yeah.
What's your problem? Go and take it if you permit. You people think you can be comparing with men for everything. Why don't you compare with men on how to gift men? You only compare with men. Some women are so selfish.
Yeah.
If you listen I've never seen any gender equality talk where it says that men have overtime. Why are men the only ones paying bribe and women should start paying? No. I've never seen any gender equality meeting that says that when you walk around town, all the mechanics are men. Women need to
Actually,
start mechanic, but they will be fighting for parliamentary posts, presidents, and ministerial posts. So who should be plumbers, carpenters, and so you see that all those things are women that are being selfish.
yeah, it's a propaganda that doesn't even exist at the
So,
end of the day.
so I think that we should properly communicate to people when we have needs to be able to avoid violent marriages, scandalous marriages, and calling people cheats.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's one thing I have gotten from what you have said, which I would really want to hammer on, is the ability to be sincere and
Very,
as
very.
yeah, and be sincere both ways. That's both male and female being sincere. Being sincere. That sincerity part of it is very, very important. And you talked of the needs and the wants. Needs are both wants. I don't know if the searcher is still there. It looks like he has an issue. And these are things which, if it is not handled properly, now it will cause that separation. And good enough we're able to handle these things. Yeah, Mama Sita, I see you. I myself, I'm loving the conversation and the way it's going, and I'm learning a lot equally. You see, these are basic things. Women, don't cheat, don't even flex, don't even attempt to cheat until and almost got. Every see you that attempted to cheat and you were almost caught, you will get the same punishment as the person that went to cheat. Don't even start it in the first place. We are living in an era where these women have been so perverse that what we call good woman is the bad one among the worst. The bad one, and a good girl, na good girl, I be good girl, I be good girl. But una fit say una no good girl pass the man wey dey to the girl. Man don get it say this is a clear red flag, this person is horrible. Una dey ask her say na good girl based on what she's telling you and what you think about her. I think if we can teach women to be very, very, very upright, as well as the men, Sister Harriet, as well as men, we're going to have a very beautiful and a more sane society. A
Yeah.
lot of the cases where I saw guys cutting off with women is when they have these issues of talking with exes. Like Versace was talking, it is a factual thing. There are many exes that you got. For a man, you are the one to decide that you want to fry these things now, you will fry them. So imagine building your life with a woman that is somebody's jawbone. You know what they call jawbone? So if you come back always fry 'em, you understand? It becomes a very big problem. It becomes a very big problem. So if you want to make your value and your quality as a woman stand out, you should be able to possess those qualities that make you a wife. Every woman is a woman, but not every woman is a wife. Every wife is a woman, but not every woman is a wife. A wife is that woman with those qualities that we are talking about. So if you have to talk even about marriage, you should not get married by bullying a man that you should go and see my people. When are you going to see my people? We are not going to knock until you go and see my people. Hey, anything must see my people. You also go and see the people, and if you don't have those qualities, it's not still going to work because you're going to definitely have challenges. And these are the things, if we have to actually look at this divorce thing, the red flags are usually there that were stated by Coach B, the Versace, Chef Dawei, and I mean all of us who've spoken about this thing. And these are the signs that one of them or all that you see will definitely determine how far you will go in the union. I think we'll be live for 3 hours. And at this point, I don't know if Versace is still there, but at this point, it's time. I think it's time we pack our bags up the studio. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
find out what before we leave.
Uh, it's been a great show today. Just my final word is that we all, please, we should, in relationship, to avoid divorces, we should be sincere to each other, both men and women. Lies in relationship is not healthy, especially at the early stages. Let
Yeah,
people know who you really are. It's going
yeah,
to avoid so many things. And then on the last note, please, while making decisions for a life partner, our needs should never be override. Our wants should never override our needs. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Versace. Thank you so much to everybody that joined. The video is going to stay here as usual. And for those of you who are coming late, you can always rewatch. It was a very sweet 3 hours, and you can tell that we could still proceed. But at a certain point, we have to keep some for another
Yeah.
day. So
Thank
stay
you.
glued to more platforms. We are very much grateful to have you, Versace, and every other person. Mara, Coach B, Chef Dawei. I mean, Mama. I forgot it. Big Mommy. Yeah, and every other person. We were so great being with you all. So stay glued, stay there, go nowhere. See you all next Sunday, and stay glued to our more information on the page. Bonne nuit.
Bye. Bye.